Shouldn't go live stream. Are you going on both the Facebook groups? Yeah. And yeah, do that. Hey guys, what's going on, everyone? Give us a minute or two. We just found out we've maxed out the entire Zoom registration stuff. Okay, so what's happening now is people are complaining that they can't get in. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're here, I need you to turn your video on. If you want to be a part of this challenge, you need to turn your video on. We're gonna get the prize side in just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I am excited that you guys are here. Ismail, if you can just log into my Zoom account. No, and then just my card should be on there. Just upgrade to 500 people. Okay, guys, if you've made it here, then please stay on. Otherwise, if you get kicked out, most likely you're not going to be able to join back in. Okay, so please give me a few minutes and we're going to get cracking on. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get the party started, and are you recording on my screen flow as well? Okay. Yeah, do the other one, please. Yes. Were you able to upgrade the account? What's he asking for?
Pouring on. Welcome.
Grab my wallet. Mikey, grab my wallet. It's in my jeans pocket. Yeah. Hey guys, what's going on? Check my wallet inside of the jeans. How are you guys doing? Wow, 100 people on live. Okay, guys. So I thought I'll just chime in here. Okay. God bless you guys. There's a lot of people on here. Okay, so Glenda. How are you, Glenda? Okay. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, guys, here's what I'm going to do, okay? Just because we are having some technical issues, number one, I need you guys to get the first lesson. Are you guys ready for the first lesson? Raise your hand if you're ready for the first lesson. Yeah. Raise your hand high. If you don't have the energy to put your hand up, I'm sorry, you ain't going to have much chance of becoming a millionaire. Energy is everything. So put your hand up high. Okay.
It's both of them.
I'm cool like this. I'm just going to randomly hand out cash prizes. You want to do that? You want to do that, Ismail? Let's do it. First guy, raise your hand up. It's Jerry Klingerman. Send him $100 cash. Okay. Why? Because I see this guy with his big smile and putting his hand up high. Mikey, when I mention these names, I'm going to throw out cash prizes, gift prizes, $20,000, $30,000 worth of prizes. Make sure. All right. So Jerry's going to be the first one, Jerry Klingerman. And let me share with you a quick lesson, okay, so that you get the behind the scenes of what happens. To make money, to make a lot of money, you don't have to be perfect. Okay, what you have to do is you have to get in and you have to start taking massive action. That's the key, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so, and you can see it right now. My team is figuring out why is my Zoom account not updated, because people are complaining that they can't get in. Now, obviously, it's good for you guys because you guys are matey, right? Because you guys are early. If you're early to something, you get rewarded. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, there's some people, I don't know, maybe 50, maybe 100 people that also wanted to get in. We've had close to, how many registrations did we have?
Over 1,000.
Wow, over 1,000 people. Okay, so over 1,000 people. So give yourselves a big round of applause for making it here. Okay, I'm going to bring the energy. I'm going to bring all the good stuff. I'm going to hold nothing back. So I'm just pretty right now. I've got my right-hand man. His name is Ismail. He's actually here right now with me in my penthouse office here. I've also got Mikey here, and I've got my team, Judy, Reynold, Hamza, Marilyn, handful of others that they're going to be here. So I need you guys to pay attention. If you are not here, if you just made it here, please make sure that you stay till the end, okay? Because we have a lot of stuff happening here. And I want to make sure that you guys are on. So, deny recording. Okay. Wow. So, let's get this going, guys. Alrighty. There's a lot of you here. Okay. All right, if you're just joining us, please make sure that you turn your camera on. And I am going to get cracking on in just 1 minute. All right, I'll be back. What's the, did you get my paper?
Done.
What's the limit? 100? How many people did you gonna work now? You need to send out a message to all the registrations and just tell them, sorry, we've had a lot of people join. And if you missed out, you need to rejoin. Okay, you handle it. It's black. Mikey, you can start recording. All right. Okay, okay. So, guys, here's what we're going to do first and foremost. My name is Shaqir. Thanks for the jacket. So what we're going to do, because you guys are here, we are going to just pick on maybe 2 or 3 people and get you guys on live. So who here wants to share where you're from and what your goals are for joining this challenge? So raise your hand if that's you. You want to go first. So we're going to start with David. Try to keep it under 1 minute. Your name, where you're from, what do you do, why you joined. David, sorry, buddy, we can't hear you. Is that just me, guys, or is that everyone? Can you guys hear David?
Testing, testing. Can you hear me now? Good. Okay, I think I fixed it. Right. Okay, cool. David Taylor here from Utah.
We're gonna try with Roy Kim.
Okay.
I've unmuted you. Fire away.
Now we can't hear you, Shaqir. We could hear David eventually.
Roy, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Fix this, please.
I think
Select speaker. There you go. Roy, fire away.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, tell us where you're from and what do you do and why you joined this challenge.
My name is Roy, and I'm from Maryland, United States. And I joined the challenge because I am having troubles. I guess not really troubles just yet. I just got started from an entrepreneurship program and just jumping around, just learning what I can, and just ready to get started and just take all the advice I can get and ready for it.
Nice. And where are you from again? You said
United States, Maryland.
Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. Okay,
Baltimore, yeah,
nice.
close by.
Nice. Okay, I was there a little while ago. And let's pick on one of my favorite people in the world, Glenda Kroll. How are you, Glenda? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm from Toronto, Canada. My name is Glenda Kroll, and I am a reinvention coach, helping people reinvent themselves after the age of 40 on. It's time to move forward, and it's time to always grow. Yay, can't wait to learn more.
Absolutely. And Glenda has been attending our events for many, many years now. So I'm excited, Glenda, that you're here. We'll do 2 more people. Who wants to join? Let us know. All right, let's try David. David, what's going on?
Hey, happy to be here. I'm from Utah here in the States, and really just looking to learn as much as I can. I've been working in the tech industry for about 10 years in various capacities around marketing, engineering, business development, account management, have done a lot for other companies and reaped very little because I've been working for others. So I'm actually taking a step out, starting my own business, and really looking to gain as much knowledge as possible so that I can start making money for myself to improve the life of myself and my dependents, take care of my grandma, my disabled uncle, and manage 2 different households. So it's a lot to do with kind of on a small financial budget that I get, anyways, finances, looking to increase my income so that I can improve the lives of those I love. So
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, give this guy a big round of applause. How many of you are here because you realize you need to make more money, not for yourself, but for the people that you can support by a show of hands? Right? Yeah, even the babies showing off, right? That's what I'm saying, guys. Right? So the number one thing that I want you to commit to is to show up for the next 5 days from beginning to end. How many of you are committed to showing up?
Yay.
Absolutely. Now, there's over 1,000 people have registered for this challenge. And because it's going to be really hectic, what I'm going to ask you guys, and for my team as well, Mikey, if you can make sure that everyone is muted. Okay. And so if you're just joining us, just type into the chat box what country you're calling in from. Okay. And I'm just going to give you a shout out, and then we're going to get cracking on with the presentation. So let's go. Wow. Okay, let's see. All right, what countries do we have? Okie dokie. Wow. Oh my gosh. St. Louis, Wilson, Washington, Central Texas, Kenya, Wisconsin. Hi, Colin. My wife is from Wisconsin, actually. So I go there. I've been there. I go there quite often, actually. Las Vegas. Okay. Used to go there when I was younger. Only good things. Melbourne. I love Melbourne. Georgia, Upper Delta. Wow. Chicago, London. Shana Rashid. Assalamu alaikum. What's up? Pakistan. What time is it in Pakistan? Okay, Mohammed Bilal. Assalamu alaikum. All right, you guys. You got Toronto. Oh my gosh, I love seeing this. Okay. So if you see what I'm going to share with you on this next 5 days on this presentation is a series of very valuable lessons that has been responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars in sales for myself and my clients over a period of 13 years, impacting people from over 100+ countries. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm very high energy and emotions. If you guys can't tell by now. Okay, so I like to bring it on, and I will ask you guys to bring the energy here. And the reason why I want you guys to bring the energy is because energy creates motion. And if you've seen people that become successful and wealthy and financially free, they have a lot of energy. How many of you believe that? Okay, and this energy comes from, and I'm going to share these lessons with you guys, but this energy comes from a variety of things. And I'll tell you the number one thing that I would like for you to focus on during our time here, and that is being present. You guys with me? That means put away your distractions. If someone's bugging you, if someone's trying to get your attention, just ask yourself, hey, I'm spending time with someone who's generating millions and millions of dollars that can potentially help you. I don't even know you, so I can't give you any guarantees. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. And by the way, how many of you have been to one of these challenges before? By a show of hands? No? Okay. How many of you, this is your first time? Type into the chat box if it's your first time. Go on. Let's see. Who's here? It's their first time. Okay, nice. Let me see. Okay, wow. So many. All right, so many people are saying it's their first time. And how many of you have attended events like this before? Tracy, you need to mute your mic, okay? You can't unmute it. Zoom is funny. So Zoom basically gets anyone to unmute. What you have to do is make sure that you're muted, please, unless you're called out specifically. Okay, so I'm going to just make a couple of my team members co-host. Anyone else, Mikey? Okay, done. Where's Reynold and Cyan? Okay, cool. So let's see, we have a ton of messages. Someone says, I'm hiding at work watching this. I've been to many of the challenges before. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just share with you, wife took the baby and I'm off the hook for the night. This is my first time and I'm dialed in. Okay, William. So what tends to happen when you do these challenges, okay, or a virtual workshop, the speaker, the big guru, they usually get on and they preach for, however many hours, a bunch of, usually they just talk with very little actionable information. And then at the end, they make this elaborate big pitch to offer you their products and services. Does this make sense? Okay. And one, it's totally fine. I am not bashing anyone. Why? Because if someone has earned the right, they have the right to offer you their services. How many of you agree? Okay. If you're a hater, it only means that you don't know how to do the selling. Does that make sense? Because if you were on the other side, trust me, you would want to be making the big money on the other side. You would have no issues. Yes or no? How many of you just got caught out? Oh man, I'm hating a little bit. So don't be a hater in life. Life does not reward haters. So I'm a little bit different than everyone else. I will first give all praise to God Almighty for all of my success and all of the good stuff in my life. That's number one, okay? Number two is, unlike other people, I'm just going to share with you straight away. So straight away meaning I'm going to go right to the top and I'm going to treat you like an intelligent individual. Is that fine with you guys? Okay. So to work with me, I have 2 high-end packages. Okay. And I'm just going to make this offer out. If you're interested, it's for you. Reach out to Ismail. He's going to drop in his personal phone number. You can reach out to him. If it's not, I want you to just say, okay, I know what this guy is offering. Maybe it's for me. Maybe it's not for me. I'm going to still enjoy and take action on the next 5 days. How many of you would agree to that? Okay. So with that being said, I will just share with you. There's two programs that I primarily offer. One is $60,000 for my private mastermind. Okay, so just write that down. $60,000 for my private mastermind. You become a part of around 100 people that meet up a couple of times a year with me. You get access to done for you funnels, and you get my personal phone number where you can basically ask me questions and get support. I have a really elite level program, which is $120,000. And that's where you will work directly with me for a period of 12 months. And this is where you get to meet me in person, or I get to meet you in person, whatever country you live in. And we really work on building you a 7-figure or an 8-figure business. Does this make sense? Everyone good? Now, if you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy's selling this. This is what I've been selling for over a decade, okay? So if this is new to you, I want to welcome you in my world. How many of you would like to be part of my world? Okay, because I'm going to open up everything. And over the next 5 days, you're going to be able to see things that some of you have never, ever seen. Is that okay with you guys? Because I don't know about you, but society taught me to go to school, go to college, go to university, get a degree, get a job. Okay, as you can see, I'm brown. As a brown kid in a brown Asian family, that's what my parents taught me. Anyone else relate to that? Okay, my question to if you can relate to that, all right, don't be shy. Go into the chat box and type in relate. I want to know, am I the only one, or did anyone else, was anyone else taught to be a good little man or woman, go to school, go to college, go to university, get a degree, work for a corporate job or something? Anyone else, or is that just me? Wow, so many people, literally I got like half of you saying relate, relate, relate. Okay. Heather, thanks a lot for that. Heather goes, white parents lie too. Okay, now I'm not calling anyone's parents liars. All I'm going to ask you is this. How's that working out for you? Because if it worked out for you very well, then you wouldn't be on this challenge. You wouldn't be on this workshop. Yes or no? And the truth is, I don't know about you. I love my parents. God bless them. I pray for them literally 5 times a day. I love them to bits. They didn't know any better. Society didn't know any better. Your school teachers and your friends and your family and your loved ones and any spiritual centers that you go to or the people around you, they just didn't know any better. Does that make sense? So the first rule is this. You're not allowed to blame. This next 5 days is going to be a journey of total transformation. This goes beyond funnels. Funnels is just a hook to get you in. But I'm going to take you on a journey for 5 days so that you can unwrap all the things that hold you back and get yourself a clear plan of action so that you can either start up or scale up your business. How many of you are excited by this, by a show of hands? Okay, good man. Good guys. I don't want to say good man. Good ladies and gentlemen. So lots of people, again, this is good. I like it. Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. So with this, I am going to share with you the next 5 days agenda. And I realize as well, some of you are very new to the work that we do. And so if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to share a little bit of my background. Is that okay with you guys? Okay, because what we found is, 1,000+ people have registered to show up for this event. And as 1,000 people, obviously, maybe 25% of people will know me, but there's going to be a huge majority of people, they have no idea who I am. So I'm going to share a little bit of my background, and I'm going to share with you some case studies of people that have come through just like you. Okay, is that okay with you guys? Cool. And what's the reason why I'm going to do this? Is so then you do not have to put me on a pedestal. Okay? I believe we're all equal. Okay? God created us. I don't believe that someone is special. I do believe people make special decisions. You want to write that down? As I'm sharing the lessons with you, remember, I'm taking what's taken me 13 years and I'm going to condense it really fast and condense it well for you guys. So sometimes I'm going to be speaking really fast. I just need you to bear with me. And I will also remind you, if you have made it here, please be sure that you stay till the end, because if you leave, there's no guarantee that you can join the classes again. Okay, right now we're maxed out 100 people. My team is speaking to Zoom, trying to upgrade so we can get another 100, 200 people on. But all I know, a lot of people are complaining that they can't get on. So congratulations on making it here. Now, if this is the first time we're meeting, I want to share with you guys that here's a little bit of my background. And I own a couple of different online brands. Okay, one of them is funnels.com, another one is wealthacademy.com. And I was able to grow these businesses to 8 figures. How many of you, by a show of hands, know what these awards are? Okay, how many of you have no idea what these things in the background is? Just give me, just type in yes or no. I need to know, okay, because that will determine how fast or how slow I have to go. Okay, some yes. Let's see. No, no. Oh my gosh. So many people are like, they have no idea. It's mine. So, okay, I'm going to break this down. All right, let's do this. Okay, so behind me, these awards behind me, okay, each of them, let me see if I can pick one of them up. They're kind of nice and heavy. Okay. All right, so each of them, can you guys see this? Is this good enough? Is this clear enough? Okay, let's see if we can pick this up. I've never done this before, actually. Okay, but since so many of you guys are new, so if you see here, okay, let's see if we can get that close. There you go. All right, so this award in itself represents $10 million. Ouch. Okay, hopefully I don't break it. It's glass. Okay, there you go. The stuff I do for strangers on the internet. So one of them is an award for $10 million. So if you see, I have 3 of them. I was given them by Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels. And I was able to generate, it's because I was able to generate $30 million before the age of 30 years old. Okay. Anyone mind blown by this? It still blows my mind away. Anyone else mind blown? Okay. Now, some of you might be thinking, was this guy born like this? Was this guy, like, how was he even able to do this? Let me tell you, I have no special skills other than I've discovered a few things that makes money on the internet. Does that make sense? Okay, like I said, I'm no different to you guys. I just made different decisions. How many of you believe, okay, that if you made different decisions, you would have a completely different life? Here's a question. How many of you believe that if you made different decisions that you know you wanted to do, but maybe your friends and family held you back, your life would have been different? Okay, during these 5 days, I'm going to help you unlock your true potential. These are the things that I have spent an absolute fortune doing, and I still am. And by no means, when I share this stuff, my life is not perfect. I still go through my own challenges. However, when it comes to making money, online, I can give you the edge. Does that make sense? Okay, I've only been married for about 5 years, so I'm not going to give you marriage advice. I've been really overweight pretty much my whole life, except the last 6 months, I've lost about 26 pounds. Whoa! Yay! That's what you guys can give me a clap on, right? Because I'm going to share with you, for 10 years, I've been going to the gym, but for whatever reason, I just didn't lose any weight. And then the last 6 to 12 months, I hired a trainer, I paid my dues, and I'm down about 26 pounds. And finally, shirts fit me. Okay, so that's why I'm wearing this white shirt. So I'm not going to give you health advice or relationship advice or marriage advice or spiritual advice. Okay, these are things that I'm still learning myself. But when it comes to making money on the internet, I will share with you with 100% conviction and guarantee that I can help you if you're ready to be helped. Is that a fair deal? So I'm going to bring all of the energy. I want you guys to bring the energy too. With that being said, so I went from essentially zero to making my first $1 million. And I guess I'm going to start from the beginning. Okay. I grew up to Asian parents in London, in the UK. Anyone from UK? Do we have any UK people here? Most of my clients are from America. Okay. We have a handful of people in the UK. And I basically was taught, go to school, college, university. By the time I was 21 years old, I said to myself, I need to figure out how to make money on the internet. The internet was coming out. Facebook wasn't around by then. Oh, I think Facebook was just starting off. And I basically went to a seminar. I went to a virtual event like this, and I decided I am going to start my own online business. And I had my friends and family members talk me out of it. I had people that laughed at me. People made fun of me. People mocked me. And for a period of about 2 years or so, I think it was like 18, 19, 20, 21, maybe 22, about 3 to 4 years, I spent so much money getting into debt, trying to crack the code. Anyone else done this before? And you're just like over and over again, you're trying to figure out what is going on? What's wrong with me? Anyone else feel like this? That was me. And I came across, I'm going to share this with you guys. I came across a mentor. You want to write this down? I created a bigger mission for myself, and I mastered something called marketing. Okay. So I got a mentor. I created a mission for myself. And then what I did was I had a mentor that recommended you need to have a mission and a mindset shift, and you need to master this one thing called marketing. Okay. And I said to myself, I will pay whatever price it takes. And so within a period of 3 years, I made my first $1 million. By the time I was around 25, 26 years old, I made my first $10 million. Okay. Now, obviously, I'm a brown Asian kid. So what do you think I did? I still lived with my parents. And my American friends, okay, where are all my Americans? My American friends would always make fun. Why do you still live with your parents? And I couldn't really explain to them that this is what Asian guys do, or Asian brown men. But anyway, when I was around 25, 26 years old, I moved into a penthouse in Canary Wharf in London. And there I grew my business to multiple 8 figures. And my first $1 million was the hardest. How many of you would like to make your first $1 million? Raise your hand. Okay, we have some big thinkers here. Okay, so my first $1 million is the hardest. Then it gets easier. It took me around 3 years to make my first $1 million. Then it took me 21, 28 years old, 7 years to make $1 million a month. Okay, how many of you would love to make $1 million a month? Yeah, we have some real big dreamers here. And let me tell you, some of you here right now that you're watching and you're saying this, and I know some of you don't even have $10,000 to your name, and you're thinking, I still want to get to $1 million a month. Who's that? Just Chad Smith. Chad, thanks for your honesty. Ismail, write his name down, Chad Smith. Let's send him $150. Okay, I'm going to be giving away prizes, you guys. Okay, let me tell you why this is important. Because when I do these events, it reminds me, people will be like, hey, I want to make $1 million a year or $1 million a month. And they'll tell me that they don't even have access to maybe $20,000. And other people, maybe other gurus, would look at that and think that they're on a high horse.
Hey, Stan, how's it going?
Let me tell you this. I never think like that. And the reason why is because I remember being that guy. Did you guys get that? I remember being that guy. I would show up on a call like this and I would say to myself, man, one day I'm going to be a millionaire. One day I just want to make 100 grand a month. And that was my journey, guys. Here's the thing though. I have been very fortunate to travel all over the world. But the thing that I'm really proud of is I've helped create tons and tons of millionaire students, over 50 millionaire students. I think on my last count, over 10 8-figure industry leaders, I just had one of my students cross $100 million in sales. You know, another dude from America. And now I'm on a mission to create 100 new millionaire students over the next 3 years. Okay. How many of you would love to be one of my millionaire students? Yeah. You got to believe it to achieve it. If you don't believe it in yourself, then make sure, one, you pay attention to these 5 days. Number two, this is where you commit yourself to reinventing yourself. Are you guys with me? And so it's not just me. Why is this 5-day challenge crucial for you? This dude here, Mike was maybe like some of you guys, except he was in the hospital when his wife was about to give birth. You're going to hear from Mike as well, by the way. Okay, we have a video later on that's going to play from Mike. Mike was in the hospital. His wife was about to give birth. And then he sees my Facebook ad. How many of you seen my Facebook ad? Right. So he sees my Facebook ad and he's telling himself, I'm in the hospital. My wife is about to give birth. What am I doing? And sometimes you can create really effective marketing. My marketing was that good. He's in the hospital, gets his phone out, and he says to himself, I'm going to funnel hack this guy. Okay, he's going to try and figure out what I'm doing. So he comes in, goes through, books a call with someone from my team, because he realizes he's making money, but he's not making the real money. How many of you right now, you're making some money, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 a month, but you're not making the kind of money that you know you can. And you're seeing other people less smarter than you, and they're crushing it, right? And they're crushing it. And so this is basically what he did. So he comes along and he's like, I know there's more for me. And so comes along, books a phone call with my team, and my team offer him a program. At the time, this was 2 years ago, only 2 years ago. He wires $25,000. I think he got 6 hours of my time, something along those lines, 4 or 6 hours. I can't remember. He bought a 3 months package, 3-month coaching program, wires $25,000. I meet him 2 years later. You know where I meet him? In a place called Orlando, Florida, in America. I fly from London to go to this place, Orlando. And in Orlando, I am picking up one of these awards. And guess who's right next to me? This guy. And he comes and gives me a biggest hug you've ever seen another guy give another guy. And he takes me to the corner and he literally introduces me to his entire team. And all these other young guys are coming along. And I'm getting on stage, I'm picking up a $25 million award, okay? I know some of you guys are like, what the heck, man? I'm just trying to make 10 grand a month. I get it, but hear me out, okay? So I'm going on stage to pick up this $25 million award. He's next to me and he's like, Shaq, I'm also one of these. And he basically tells me how after joining my program, he got to work and he generated $24 million in 2 years. Now, forget making $24 million in 2 years, which is nearly about $1 million a month. What if you could make an extra $240,000, $250,000 in the next 12 months? How many of you, that would be life-changing amount of money? By a show of hands. If I said to you right now, you could get the same deal. By the way, you can't because my rates have gone up, okay? And I like to increase my prices, not put my prices down. But let's just say you had the opportunity to invest $25,000 to even make $250K over the next 12 months. How many of you believe that's a great investment? By a show of hands. I want to see, raise your hand, okay? Because this is what it comes down to. You see, a poor person will think like, this is too expensive. They are trying to sell me stuff. I don't like them. They're rich. They must have done something evil, or they got lucky and they won the lottery. But a wealthy person says to themselves, if he's got the answers, I'm going to invest in myself. Who's with me? And sometimes you can be wealthy in your mind, in your brain, the numbers just haven't appeared in your bank account. Does that make sense? Who's with me? Okay, so but it starts off here, guys. It starts off here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I cracked the code to. I cracked the code to making millions of dollars through this process of internet marketing. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go over here. Can you guys all see my screen now? Okay, so I introduced myself. I've been very fortunate. I spoke at Cambridge University. I got invited, more than Cambridge University, I got invited to speak. One of the kids I used to go to school with, who between you and me used to kind of bully me, so to speak. And then we became friends and whatever. And one day out of the blue, he messages me and he says, "Hey, I'm the head teacher at this school. Do you want to come over and speak to the students?" And so I've been very fortunate to travel all over the world, speak, share, give value, all of that good stuff. So this was the student I was talking about, Mike Barron. He became a multiple award-winning ClickFunnels recipient. This is his beautiful kids and his wife. He's now expecting his third, right? And I've seen how this guy's life has transformed. But this stuff didn't come to me overnight. I invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. In the beginning, I invested over $45,000. I got into debt. As you can see, I met people like Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street guy. This was before he was famous, before the movie came out. And some of these guys that I'm going to share with you. Some of these guys, this guy, Mike Dillard. Anyone heard of Mike Dillard? No? Okay, a couple of you guys. Okay, some of you, I'm going to share with you guys some stories down the line. This is another one of my students. He was making some money. I helped him scale with something called a challenge. How many of you, let me ask you this question. How many of you would love to learn how to host 3-day, 5-day challenges just like this by a show of hands? What if I said to you, I can give you a proven formula that can make you on the low end, $50,000, on the high end, maybe $450,000 from doing a 3-day or a 5-day challenge? How many of you would now like to do one of those? Okay, now I see a lot more people saying yes. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to keep this in mind. Success is duplicatable. So when you see someone else creating success, just know it's something that if you do the right actions, you can also do too. So I'm going to skim through some of these because I know a lot of people come to me and they want to win awards. This is one of my students. I remember him, literally he met me. He didn't buy no program, no book, nothing. He just met me on Facebook and he knew deep down, Shaqir Hussyin can help me. One phone call later, I think he paid 50,000 US dollars. One wire, sends the money. This gentleman is now doing over $1 million per month. We have a call every single month. Every single month. Scott from Australia. Okay. How many of you have heard of this gentleman called Jeremy Minor? Okay, he's now one of the world's best and biggest sales trainers. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Can you see it? Can you guys all see my screen? So did you guys see this award, this guy? I'm just going to use David Taylor as my guy. David, can you see? Okay, cool. This was Scott. This is Denken.
Shaq, you're not changing pictures.
Okay, so there you go. Okay, so this was another gentleman, which was, he basically became one of the Inc. 500 fastest growing companies. And then my question for you guys is, who else wants a piece of this pie? Okay, because right now, although these high-end programs, Sorry? Come here, give me a hand. Glenda, can you see my screen?
I can see your screen, but you're not changing from, one slide to the other.
Is this working now?
Yeah, you just went to a different slide. Nothing showing, okay.
Is this good, guys?
No, you have the things that are covering up the screen, the slide, I mean.
Wait. Is that working?
It's better.
Can you see the screen, Glenda?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm just gonna go straight into it, guys. Welcome to the 5-day funnel challenge, HTA. HTA stands for high ticket authority. This is what you want to write down. Why do you want to write down high ticket authority? Because this is the difference between the people that make a lot of money versus the people that are always struggling to make money online. And right now, due to pandemic, COVID-19, recession, wars, AI, chat GPT, all sorts of stuff that's happening, global economic downturns, this next recession that's coming in, it is now much more important for all of you to start your own online business, a digital online business that's not affected by the current nonsense that's happening in the world. How many of you agree? How many of you agree with what's happening with whatever is going on in the news? And you just ask yourself, when I was growing up 5, 10, 20 years ago, people didn't dress like this. People didn't act like this. People was not this ridiculous. How many of you agree to that? I just want to know if they're on the same page. Listen, if you guys don't agree, I'll keep it calm and light. Okay, but I like to speak my mind. Some of the stuff I see on the streets, I'm like, you know what? All praise to God, mashallah. I'm glad I'm rich. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. How many of you feel like COVID, pandemic, scandemic, sorry, did I say scamdemic? All of this stuff, nonsensical stuff happened, and it affected so many people. Okay. I wanted to see the face. How do I see the face? Sorry, please. So I think to myself, man, the pandemic happened and so many people got affected. Me and a lot of my friends wasn't affected. Okay. And the number one reason why, guys, is because we had our own online business. Does that make sense? We had a way to make money that was not involved like everyone else. Okay. Does this make sense, you guys? Are we on the same page here? So, like I said, I can't solve the issues that's happening, and I don't care. All I care about is the students that I can help. And the students I can help are the students that take massive action and follow my lead. Are you guys with me so far? Okay, so how do you prevent yourself from going through this again? You prevent yourself from going through this again by ensuring and making sure that no matter what happens, that you have multiple streams of income. And you start off with one, and then you carry on. So why am I doing this? I'm looking to create 100 new millionaire success stories and 1,000 new 6-figure case studies. I plan to launch my own virtual TV show, publish 10 new books, host live events, and I need ambassadors. I need future success stories. I need current success stories. I need new success stories. There's only so much I can go and talk about how I made $30 million before 30 years old, before it gets boring. I want to show you off. I want to show how I've been able to take people from all over the world and help them create massive success. And I've been doing this for over a decade. So if you're new to my work, this is me. These are my events. We've hosted over 100+ events. I traveled all over the world extensively: Costa Rica, Mexico, Bahamas, Fiji, Australia, all over America, all over UK, Europe, Canada, Montreal, Vancouver, Toronto, all different places. Doing what? Hosting events, hosting masterminds. Some of these events, people paid 10, 20, $30,000 just to attend these events. It's funny because as I'm sharing this, I can literally look at people that came to this event and then became 6, 7, even 8-figure entrepreneurs. There's a gentleman there called, I think his name was Chris Tallis, and he's from Europe. He came to my event. I want you to understand this. He came to my event and he sat down and he was wearing shades. Okay. And I remember thinking to myself, I was on stage, I was speaking, and I thought to myself, why is this gentleman wearing shades? And guess what he says to me? Well, the person that was next to him, he's blind. And he's been reading my daily emails, and he got an invitation to come to this event, and he flies in and he attends the event. And I was just thought, wow, that is commitment. As I look down here, I mean, I can see one guy who generated over $7 million in sales. Guys, girls, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So here's how the next 5 days will unfold. I'm going to give you, and I'm going to show you exactly what it takes to make $10,000 to $100,000 per month, even if you've never made this sort of money before. And I'm going to give you a blueprint to follow. I'm also going to invite a handful of you, if you qualify, to work with me and my team to get to the next level. Okay, what that means is we'll help you create your own online business that scales to 10K to 100K per month. Okay, so it's also true, we're giving away I decided $30,000 worth of prizes over the next 5 days. Okay, so this is going to be to the most highly engaged attendees. And why is staying engaged a must for success? Because 10% of what you read is what you remember. 20% of what you hear is what you remember. 90% of what you do, you remember. So if you're there and you're listening to me and you're taking this in, and I say to you, are you getting this? And you're replying to me in the chat box saying, yes, I'm getting this. And you're making notes and you're engaging with myself and my team, you're doing the homework that we're going to say every single day, you'll probably remember 90% of what you do. Okay, so I want you guys to keep this in mind. The difference is some people will listen to this completely passively. And I can assure you, because I know I've been doing this for over a decade, I never hear of their success stories. Some people will listen and they'll pay attention and they'll do the work, and then they'll become resourceful. And guess what happens? I hear about their success. So when I'm sharing with you guys, I need you guys to also use these emotions and reactions. So if you're excited, clapping, if you're understanding, give me a thumbs up. If you're learning, use one of these things. If you're getting it, drop a heart. This way, I know, okay? Some of you are saying, you're already raising your hand, you're getting it, okay? High energy equals high income. Emotion equals energy in motion. Gosh, I wish more people would understand this simple concept. How you treat your emotions, energy in motion, okay? So how do you comment? How to comment? Ask questions, show you engaged, excited. If there is golden nuggets that you're getting, some people will get different golden nuggets than other people. Share them, repeat after me and post it in the chat box, okay? My team, Ismail, they're going to be going through and they're going to be reviewing every single comment, making sure that the right people are getting rewarded. So who's willing to do the work and who wants to become our next success story? Okay, so here's the perfect opportunity that we've figured out, okay? And this is why I'm so excited, why I'm hosting these 5-day challenges, because here's what you're going to discover, right? As you attend these, why right now is the only time in history you can enjoy this perfect new opportunity. I just saw this guy called Matthew McConaughey. Is his name Matthew McConaughey? How many of you know Matthew McConaughey, the actor, the American actor, right? So I just saw him do a live Zoom. How many of you heard about this live Zoom? Some of you, okay. How many of you have heard? Okay, how many of you have heard of Matthew McConaughey? the actor. Some of you have never heard of him. Okay, most of you have heard of him. Okay, guess what? So he just did a Zoom call like this. And guess what he does? He does a Zoom call like this, and I think 200 with Tony Robbins. How many of you are fans of Tony Robbins? Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Hey, Ismail, can you just get it on my phone so I can see as well? Okay, cool. So Matthew McConaughey, what he did is he did a Zoom call like this, teaching people about his life story and his book. 250,000-ish people show up. He hosted with Tony Robbins. Guess what he does at the end? Who's going to guess what he does at the end? I'll tell you what he does. Who guessed? Who guessed it? Yep. They built and they sold a course. Do you guys get that? They built and they sold a digital course. I want you to keep this in mind. Everyone that's listening right now, if I guess he's like an A-star Hollywood actor. If he's jumping on board, 250,000 people show up. What do you think is going to happen? Now I want to hear from you guys, because you guys are smart, right? I'm talking to smart, intelligent people. Remember, okay? Money coming in. Tell me more. The course will sell. Lots of views. He will make money. Okay, they're going to make lots of money, major money. Okay. What does it do for you? Your job only gets harder if you don't take action right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? First, once upon a time, it was just you and me, Abid, Garrett, Glenda, Todd, okay? Then different industry people started seeing, hey, there's a lot of money coming in. Tony Robbins never used to sell online courses. Do you know that? He used to sell seminars, okay? He used to sell seminars. This is much better now. Okay, I can see all of your faces here. Okay, and now I can see this. Thank you very much. Okay, so if I can you guys see me? We should, yeah. Can you guys, I'm gonna be switching, okay? So watch this. Who's paying attention here, just by a show of hands? Okay, did you guys just hear what I said? How many of you actually just heard what I said? I want someone to repeat back to me. Mike, if you can unmute someone. Let's pick on Todd. Todd Phillips. What's up, Todd? Good to see you here, brother.
Hey,
Todd, what did I just say here?
well, you were talking about the fact that that Tony Robbins was not doing online courses until he started to understand the power of funnels, and now that's one of the biggest things he does.
Absolutely. He partnered up with a guy called Dean Graziosi. Okay, Dean Graziosi, for those of you who are, in America mainly, and really all over the world, but mainly Americans will know Dean Graziosi used to sell real estate stuff on TV, on infomercials. As a kid, I would be very obsessed with this stuff, and I used to watch his stuff, okay? And when I obviously started growing up, how many of you know Dean Graziosi? Yeah? Most Americans would say yes. So he comes into our space, the course selling space, right? He blows things up with Mastermind, with his own offers, all of this. Then he brings on the giant of personal development, a guy called Tony Robbins. Now he brings on this guy called Matthew McConaughey. Let me ask you this. Do you think Dean is going to stop? Or is he going to go and find the next guy like Leonardo DiCaprio and all of these other guys? So when I tell you this industry is about to pop to $1 trillion a year, trust me on this. Okay, I can see. Why do you think I'm now moving my own businesses to more on courses? Okay, I've built agencies. I've built so many different types of companies over the last decade, over the last 13 years. But right now, I'm more excited about selling courses, coaching, digital programs than ever before. Do you guys get this? Okay, because see, like I said to you, you don't have to be that smart. You just have to follow the money. So if I'm thinking to myself, who's buying these courses? And then I see, you know what? One of the top guys, Dean, I've interviewed Dean Graziosi on my podcast, super smart guy. He's in his, I think, 50s now, right? If I see him go and get one of these top A-list superstars from Hollywood, gets him to go and build a course, I'm like, this industry is just getting started. Does that make sense? You might be thinking, but it's saturated, but I see all of this. Doesn't matter. People, write this down. People will pay you a premium if you can get them an end result. The reason why no one's giving you $10, $20, $50,000 in a month. Okay, I just had a guy coming in for $120,000. He's about to come and spend 3 days with me next month in London. He bought a $120,000 program. People that spend $120,000 are not stupid. They're actually very smart. They see something that other people don't see. So they're not interested in buying a $10 book or a $2,000 digital course. They want straight access. Does that make sense, you guys? If this makes sense, type in access. Because here's what I'm going to share with you over the next 5 days. How you can get paid $1,000, $10,000, $5,000 for courses, coaching programs, and products that you can sell to the rest of the world. And how this perfect opportunity exists right now, okay? And I'm going to share with you, even if you have zero experience, how to do this. So before we go into this, I want to share some of the characteristics that I've seen. And I've met people like Tony Robbins, spent time with them. And all of these guys, they're very serious about their goals. Okay? They have goals, they have plans, and they have strategy. And I call it GPS. Write this down, GPS. GPS stands for goals, plan, and strategy. Okay? And then they become fearless in pursuing new paths. And you might be thinking to yourself, Shaqir, I just want to make an extra $10,000, $30,000 a month. Well, ask yourself, what's holding you back? One of the things that holds most people back is the fear of failure, the fear of success. How many of you sometimes feel crippled by the fear of failure? Here's a weird one, and it's true. I didn't even know this existed. How many of you feel the fear of success? That if you become successful, people are going to see you differently. I didn't even know that was a thing. I mean, where I grew up, man, if someone was making £10,000 a month, that was like rich. I grew up in East London. Do we have any people from London in the UK? London, UK? No one? One, two? Okay. One guy says East London, man. I grew up in East London, a place called Brick Lane. And I love that place to bits. Okay, so Leytonstone. Funny, I used to go to college in Leytonstone. I went to Leytonstone sixth form. All right, we got local brothers here. All right. So possessing a relentless determination to succeed and overcome challenges, being persistent in pursuing their vision despite obstacles and setbacks. And here's one of my most favorite ones, okay? Being resourceful in finding creative solutions to problems. If I said to you, just like how I said to Mike Barron 2 years ago, I said, Mike, you're trying so many different things. Nothing has worked out for you. Why don't you consider my one-on-one program and hire me for a few months? And you can ask me questions and I'll give you the answers. $25,000, boom, wires me. 2 years later, I'm on stage with him and he's done $25 million, $25 million because he won this pretty much the same award as me. Are you guys following me? How many of you would become resourceful, find $25,000 today to invest if you knew you could make even 250 grand? If your mind is like, there's no way I can find 25 grand. Sorry, darling. Sorry, gentlemen. That's where you're going to stay stuck. Do you guys get that? The only thing that keeps you stuck is your own limiting belief. It's your own story. So when I was 21 years old and someone said to me, you need to invest. I mean, I remember buying my first program. It was $2,000. And the guy said, hey, man, if you pay in full, I'll give you $400 discount. So I remember taking the credit card, putting that thing on the credit card, buying it for whatever it was, $1,600, only to go to a place called Boca Raton, Florida. Anyone from Florida here? Okay, so I remember going to this place called Boca Raton, Florida. And man, this was my first taste. I can taste it right now. It was my first taste of luxury and abundance of wealth. You guys ever be somewhere where you just like, everyone's just rich? Okay, for me, that place was this place called Boca Raton. And there was this hotel, Boca Raton Resort, I think it was called. It was this pink hotel. Anyone know what it is? Anyone know? Yeah, some of you guys know. And that was my first experience. And I remember going in and I was thinking to myself, wow, this is amazing. This big, massive hotel. And then I look and there's yachts. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen these yachts ever. And there's people out there smoking cigars. And I remember meeting a mentor there. Okay. And this was a guy called Michael. He used to be in the Marines. And he was someone I used to look up to on the internet. Except when I met him, remember, I was still broke-minded, right? When I met him, I just went verbal, like this. Okay, what does that mean? I met him and I said, Michael, it's so nice to meet you. I've been following you. I've been watching your videos. I'm broke. I came from, I grew up in East London. I have no money, but I made it out here in Boca Raton, and I want to be a millionaire. How many of you ever feel like that? Okay, where you just like feel like you just want to talk to your mentor and just spew out everything. And I never forget this, right? Because he looked at me directly and he said to me, okay, kid, he said, you got a spark in your eye and I can see it. He said, but the story you tell yourself, that ain't gonna cut it. And if you really want to make money, there's a $20,000 program, and it was called M3 Mastermind. Okay, this is where I met one of my close friends, a guy called Jeremy Minor. And I remember listening and I'm paying attention, and he goes, if you're really serious, you should go find the $20,000 and buy the M3 Mastermind. And I remember, like, as soon as he said that, I had all this like anger towards him. How many of you ever get angry when someone tries to sell you something? Anyone? Maybe one or two? Okay, if you find that, you want to eliminate it. Why? Because that's a resistance. And I remember hearing that, and I thought to myself, man, I looked up to you. How can you be so ruthless and ask me for $20,000 when I just told you I have no money? All right. Now, listen to me. As soon as I saw that, I thought to myself, oh, that's the little victim talking. How do I go and find the money? Because this is what he said. And I want you guys to write this down. Because some of you, I know you've got it. You've got it. That thinking is inside of you. Right? If I say to you, go and find $50,000, you're like, oh, I can't believe he's selling me for $50,000. This is what he said to me. He said, your ego is going to hold you back. But if you commit to being resourceful, and I was thinking to myself, man, I don't know anyone that's got $20,000. And then I thought, well, I know 20 people that I can list out, ask them for $1,000 each. And now I can raise $20,000. Wow, what a shift. Is this making sense to anyone? So I write down like 20 people. And obviously the first person is my dad. So I call him up, Dad, you going to lend me some money? I'm starting a new business. He's like, no. I'm like, Dad, I promise I'll pay you back. No. Dad, listen, I'm going to be a millionaire in 6 months. Don't say unrealistic things like that. Okay, no one's going to. I'm like, and I remember my dad, he's saying very hesitantly, he said, all right, son, I'll give you $5,000, but just remember, this is business and you owe me this. You pay me back. And I remember thinking to myself, well, you're my dad, right? And he said, no, this is business. So you pay me back. And then I called up my uncle. I called up basically every single person that I knew. And I remember when I go to maybe my fifth or sixth person, just like that, someone believed in me enough to borrow me the money. Now, when I share this story randomly, sometimes I'll get messages. Please do not message me asking me to believe in you and to give you money. That's not going to happen. So don't do that. Okay? Instead, be resourceful yourself. And I was 21 years old and I made that decision. And now when I look back 13 years later, I'm like, it's one of the best decisions ever, because it's allowed me to now live this amazing life where I can host classes like this. As I'm talking to you guys, I can literally hear, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but the water is, the waves are crashing right next to my penthouse. And I'm here with you guys, right? This is literally me living my dream life. So I want to thank you guys for allowing me to do so. Okay. So I also want to make sure that for you guys who want to get the bonuses, okay, and the prizes, make sure you tag me on Instagram. So take a screenshot of some of the stuff that we're teaching, or make a video of yourself like this, maybe a picture, a selfie picture. How many of you guys are willing to do this? Raise your hand. This is where you get outside your comfort zone. If you've never taken a picture, okay, like I'll take a picture right now, and I'll just come in and I'll do this, okay? Give me a thumbs up, everyone. Okay, and now I'll do this as well. Hey, it's Shaqir Hussyin here. I have over 100 people live on the challenge with me right now. You guys enjoying this challenge? Well, give me a thumbs up. Yay, if you can see, we got people from all over the world. And my only question to you is, where are you? Where are you? Why are you not here yet? Click around this video, funnels.com/challenge. Come and join. Over 100+ people live. We've got over 1,000 people register for this. So click around this video right now. Don't get left behind again. Join us, funnels.com/challenge. I'll see you then. Guys, that was a nice little, how long was it? 1 minute ad. Do you guys see that? Okay, so here's what I can do with this ad now. I can take this 1 minute ad. It's a digital asset. I'm going to share with you guys. 1 minute ad. Now I can go and promote it on all of my social media. Yes or no? That's number one. Number two, I can then take that ad and I can have thousands of people watch it. This is called leverage. What wealthy people have figured out is how to leverage simple bits of actions and information. All of these things that's available to you too. Are you guys with me? So what we're going to do is we're going to be sharing. Ismail, if you can drop a link to the worksheet. If you have a printer next to you, this is the break that you can take. Go and print this out. When you print this out, you're going to be able to go through this as a team. We're going to do this together. Okay. And if you can see here, how many of you can see my screen by a show of hands right now? Okay. This is what it looks like. Okay. I want you guys to commit, do the worksheets, and post every single day in the group. Over the next 5 days, we're going to identify who's posting, who's supporting and reactive. And I'm going to also challenge you, because this is a safe space. Leave at least 5 supporting comments to 5 other members. So there's 100 people here watching this live right now. By the time this goes out, there's going to be, over 1,000 people have registered for this challenge. So I want you guys to keep this in mind. As people are going to be posting, you post your goals and assignment in the Facebook group and leave 5 supporting comments to other members. The winner, the prize number 1 I'm going to be giving away is a one-on-one call with me. Okay, now very rarely do I do these calls because I'm busy building my companies. However, I'm going to do this. It's going to be a 30-minute call with me. The value of it is $2,500. I have people right now that pay me $5,000, even $10,000 in a month just to access and have phone calls with me. How many of you would love to win this prize? By anyone? Let me see who's there. Okay, here's what I'm going to also do. You can take this interview, podcast, Q&A, and use it and as a lead magnet for your own business. Is that valuable for anyone here? Okay, so now you can tell, hey, I basically have an interview with Shaqir Hussyin, 8-figure earner, blah, blah, blah. And you can use this as a lead magnet. Number 2, I'm going to be giving away the Backpack Millionaire ebook and webcast training system. Okay, so if you're in a 9-to-5 job and you're like, how do I quit my job This is a book that I wrote. We've just finishing updating it right now. And I've got a full video series with it. So that's number 2. Number 3, I'm giving away an iPad. How many of you would love to use one of these iPads to get more things done, to be more productive? Okay, number 4 is our full Digital Wealth Academy certification system. Okay, so these have sold for $5, $10, $20,000. Essentially, what this is our breakthrough certification programs that we have sold all over the world. Okay, so for example, like if someone wants to come and work for me and they want to make 5, 10 grand a month, and they want to do, let's just say, they want to do Facebook ads, or they want to come and speak at one of my events, I will get them to go through the Speak to Sell certification. Or if they want to become a copywriter for me, okay, I will get them to go through and become a certified funnels consultant or a copywriting specialist. So this is so valuable. And then number 5, okay, and I'm going to do something really crazy and special for this, but number 5 is going to be $10,000 worth of done for you funnel templates and even your first ready-made product. How many of you would just crawl over broken glass to get this? Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I told my team, let's go above and beyond. And, you know, people, hundreds and hundreds of people have paid us $10,000, $30,000 for just like simple funnels. So what if we were to give away complete $10,000 funnel for one of you lucky members here? You have to pay attention and show up live for the next 5 days to get this. So as I said, commit to staying in, going all in every single day, participate. You're going to get a lot more. Make sure you book your advisory call one-on-one. It's going to be a funnels audit call. And then reduce, eliminate, and remove all distractions, okay? So high energy equals high income. Mindset is more important than anything else here. The only thing that's keeping you from getting what you want is the story you keep telling yourself. So if you tell yourself a new story, like I am resourceful, I am creative, I do whatever it takes, then now you start believing different things. Does that make sense? Okay. The reason why you may feel stuck, your financial life is in chaos, you don't have the kind of money that you want, is really because of the stories that you tell yourself. Because the stories create the thoughts and the actions create the results. Does that make sense? So like in my example, I've just told myself different stories. I've told myself making $1 million is easy. I've told myself if I have to spend money for a coach, a mentor, boom, just like that, I'll pay. Why? What's the other alternative? Be stuck for 5 years, 10 years? I meet people 10 years ago, they were broke. 10 years later, they're still broke. How many of you have met people like that? Okay. If you met me 10 years ago, I was really fat. If you meet me now, 10 years later, I'm not so fat. Do you guys get that? Okay. 10 years ago, I was single. 5 years ago, God blessed me with an amazing wife. I got married. So now, 10-year gap, 10-year journey, I've been married. Okay. You want to stay away from people that haven't changed. Does that make sense? You meet someone and they say, oh yeah, how's it going? Oh yeah, you know, same old me, nothing's changed. You want to say, I'll see you later. Because you need to be around people that are always in the growth path. Okay, now if it's your friends and family and your parents, don't run away from them, just love them. Okay, that's all you can do, just love them. But if it's friends, if it's your co-workers, your people from school and college, people that you don't need to necessarily drag on, then cut it fast. Okay, this is what I learned. You become the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Right now, if you don't have $100,000 in your bank account, you don't have $1 million in your bank account, it's probably because you don't have people that make this sort of money. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Okay. One of my best friends right now, it makes, and some of you guys came from the MM. How many of you guys came from the MM community? Okay. Yeah. So by the way, the guy that owns that, okay, he's one of my best friends. He makes $4 to $5 million a month. Does that make sense? So if I need to talk to him, I call him up. He calls me up. He doesn't even need to schedule a call with me. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Okay, rich people have rich friends. The rich get richer. The poor get poorer. Do you guys get that? Okay. If you don't have rich friends, if you don't have rich mentors, if you don't have people that you, when you get stuck, Mike, when you get stuck, Kava and Thomas and Jerry, when you get stuck, Samantha, do you have someone that you can get in touch with? Do you have a mastermind community? The answer is yes or no. If it's no, then write this down. I need a mastermind community. If I wanted to get in touch with Russell Brunson, boom, I can just shoot him a text. Does that make sense? And he'll respond to my text. If I want to get in touch with Tony Robbins, I just pick up the phone and I can message someone, Dean Graziosi. I have his phone number. Does that make sense? So the reason why I share this is a lot of the times you think because of where you are right now, maybe it's your age, the experiences that you've had in your life, that you've already done it. You already know everything. Okay. How many of you people know when you, even sometimes yourself, when someone says something to you, you're like, oh, I already know. How many of you are know-it-alls? Anyone? Sometimes you're like, I think I know it all. And that's what holds me back. So I remember going to an event and, this guy was on stage and he was saying something along the lines of, some of you are here and you're like, you think you already know this. And the truth is you're walking around with a SBA. And I'm walking around with an MBA. And I didn't understand that. I thought, dude, I don't have a degree, but I don't understand SBA, MBA, bro. What does that mean? He said, big ego, SBA, small bank account. I thought to myself, oh my gosh, he's talking to me. Right? Because I'm like, someone would give me an opportunity and I'd always have a view, because my dad's, he's very headstrong, right? So I'm like headstrong. I used to be very headstrong. Now when someone gives me an opportunity, I'm like, hey, okay, what can I do? Right? By the way, team, Ismail, team, we've just passed 105 live people. So if you send out another email, text message, by the way, if you're just joining us, we do apologize. We had some mix up with Zoom. I think around 100 people couldn't join us live. So Zoom kept kicking people off. Now that you guys are here, welcome, pay attention. We have a lot of things to cover. We're just getting started. It's day 1 of 5. Welcome in, okay? Everyone else, by the way, if you're been here and you're lucky enough to be here, just type in welcome to the new members. Just type in welcome new guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Quickly, let's go. Let's give them a big warm welcome, okay? So, did you know it's so dangerous to climb Mount Everest alone that in 2018, Nepal banned solo climbers for Mount Everest? Let me tell you this. There's not a lot of competition up there from what I can see. When it comes to internet marketing, there's a lot of competition. You're competing now with the likes of Matthew McConaughey. Okay, the good news is there's a lot of opportunity, so you don't even have to be that good. How many of you sometimes feel like I'm not even that good? By show of hands, it's like maybe you don't have the experience, whatever. Let me tell you, you don't even have to be that good. I even think to myself, man, I'm not even that good. Okay, I have a lot of things, but it doesn't hold me back from taking massive action. So no matter what happens, you need to have your own guide. You need to have a pack of people that you can work with. So these are some of the people that I consider my inner circle pack. Okay, how many of you guys have heard of Tony Robbins? Okay, well, I joined his $75,000 platinum partnership program. And at the time, I was just getting married, I think. And I wanted to impress my wife, so I don't spend on anything else. I thought, you know what? Let me buy her a membership too. She can get a picture with Tony Robbins. And then at the end, I thought to myself, why did I spend that much money? I thought, oh, it would be cool to have my wife take a picture with Tony. Okay, so sometimes, again, it paid off multiple dividends. Okay, here's just a handful of the money that I've spent to some of these guys. How many of you know? And again, some of these are like approximate, some of them are more, some of them are less. But how many of you have heard of a gentleman called Dan Pena? Dan Pena in the UK, he has a castle. You pay like $25,000. You pay him. He just shouts at you all week. I don't know why I went there. But anyway, you're in this castle. You have to wear like a suit and tie, and I can't even, whatever. So I went through that, spent tens of thousands of dollars with Russell Brunson. And let me share with you a lesson, right? Let me share with you a lesson. I'm just going to stop my screen for a moment just so I can have the attention on here and see you guys. If I said to you today, I can show you how to make $1 million over the next 1 to 3 years. And then I can also save you $1 million in mistakes. And I'll charge you, say, $25,000. How many of you think that would be a good investment? Take it from me, write this down. Investing $25,000 for my future is a great investment. Now, by a show of hands, how many of you here know a gentleman called Russell Brunson? Just raise your hand so I can see you guys. Some of you guys don't know him. Some of you guys do. Okay. So I get this opportunity to join. This was probably about, 6, 7 years ago. I have this assistant and she tells me, she's from the UK. She tells me, this is when you know you shouldn't take your assistant's advice, okay? Most of the time, okay? That's why they have a job of being an assistant and you have the job of being the boss. Does that make sense? So this assistant, this British girl that used to work for me, she tells me that what I have to do is, because she learned from another guy who isn't around anymore, but the guy spent like 400 grand by himself to New York Times bestseller. Do you guys get that? So he writes a book, then he spends $400,000 marketing that book, and he tries to get to New York Times bestseller, and he did it. So I give Russell Brunson $25,000. Boom, credit card, boom, pay. Because I'm like, okay, I'm going to join his mastermind. As soon as I join his mastermind, I find out that I can't actually go to America. So now I'm like, I just paid the guy 25 grand. Now, I'm not going to ask for a refund because cool people don't do that. Okay. And you never know. If you want to do business with people long term, you don't want to say, oh yeah, this thing I can't do, I'm going to want a refund. That's lame. Okay. So I was maybe 24 or 25 years old. I'm like, that's lame. I'm not going to ask him for a refund. But bearing in mind, I couldn't even go to America to meet him. Do you guys get that? I pay and I'm like, oh, hot dang. I can't even go and see this guy. So then I'm like, okay, let me jump on this one-on-one phone call with him. All right. Now I'm thinking it's a one-on-one phone call. So I'm like ready with all of my problems. I jump on and there's like 10 people on the call. And I'm thinking, bro, I just paid you $25,000. Why is there 10 people on the call? And I'm like, this is weird. And then I find out that's how he does his calls. He invites everyone on. And so then you share your problems. And I'm like, this is weird. So I tell him, I say to him, well, my assistant's basically been giving me this advice and I've saved up $400,000 because I want to become a New York Times bestseller. Okay. And by the way, I put this money in another bank account. I'm like ready to pay 400 grand to become a New York Times bestseller. And he goes to me, why do you want to do that? And I'm like 24, 25 years old. What do you think I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I want to help people. I want to impact people. Okay. He goes, no, you don't. I said, what? He goes, you just want to impress your friends and family. And I was like, shit, how does he know? Okay, sorry, I don't usually swear or use the foul language. But anyway, I'm like, how does he know? And you know what he goes to me? He goes, save your money because I've spent $380,000 and it didn't work. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, he spent $380,000. He tried to get the New York Times bestseller, but they work on this weird algorithm and it didn't work. So he didn't get it. I remember putting the phone down and I thought, this was the best $25,000 I've ever spent. Do you guys see the value in mentorship? Write that down. I paid 25K. One phone call with Russell Brunson saved me 400 grand. Then there's people there, they're like, oh, but $25,000 is a lot of money. $400,000 is a lot of money. Right now, last time I checked the mirror and I checked my Amazon account and all the fancy Dr. Barbara or whatever her name is, all the fancy skincare cream that I'm using to look younger, I'm still not getting any younger, even if I look younger. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what you eat, what skincare cream you use, you are still aging. It's sad, but it's the truth. And I don't know about you, but I don't have another 20, 30 years that I want to just work and make money. I want to be a billionaire in the next 7 to 10 years, max. Anyone else like that? Okay, how many of you are like, yo, I want to be rich and wealthy now, not when I'm 80, 90 years old? Yes or no? So the reason why I can share this with you, and I hope, by the way, has this been valuable so far? Is this valuable for you guys? The reason why I'm telling you this.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. The reason why I'm telling you this, and I say this with humility, okay, is because I was the guy, broke guy, once upon a time wanted to make $1 million. I paid people like Russell Brunson, okay? Do you know Russell Brunson paid me over $1.3 million in one day for one of my offers? Yeah. Okay. All praise to God, by the way. Okay. Mashallah, I have to say that. Okay. It basically means all praise to God. All right. Now, I was the guy that was paying him for mentoring. Okay. When I was like 24, 25 years old, 6, 7, 8 years later, he pays me $1.3 million for one of my offers. Do you guys see how crazy that is? Yes or no? But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of knew many years ago he was going to do that. Why? Because I crafted a special offer just for him. And he came through and I had my first $1 million day. Right? And I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, we just made $1 million in a day. It was $1.3 million. But who the heck is counting an extra 300 grand? It was $1 million day. And when I look back, and this was only recently, it's not because I'm special or I've got some magic powers or whatever. Okay, it's because I made decisions back then that was uncomfortable that gives me a comfort now. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? So some of you are you're not making the uncomfortable decisions now, but you just want a comfortable life. So how does all of this stuff fit into funnels? How does all of this stuff fit into your ability to charge more? Like I said, over these 5 days, I'm going to break it down for you. And I'm going to share with you all of the things that has worked. Mikey, if you can come and help me put the screen together. By the way, is this powerful stuff? If this is powerful stuff, let me know in the comment section right now, please. The slides. No, the Google slides. This one, right? Okay. Oh, it's on this thread. Is this it? No. Ismail, where are the slides? Could you send them to me, please? Where are they? What can they see or can't they see? Sorry, guys, give us 1 second. Ismail? Okay, if not, don't worry, I'll just carry on. Just send me a link to the slides. Guys, I'm just gonna basically carry on like this. Okay, so did you guys all get the day one worksheet? By the way, who here has got a mindset shift so far? Just like a wow, like a aha moment. Who wants to share? Let's say Garrett. Garrett, what's been your breakthrough? I'm gonna unmute you, Garrett.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so what I would say would be my breakthrough or aha moment is there's been a couple different of these events that I've tried to do with the MM family. One I paid into, I didn't put the time in. I have another business that I run, an auto detailing business that is successful. Not on the spectrum of what I want to achieve with this and what I see in value of what this is. But I've always been hesitant to put in more, and like I don't want to, knock down a business that I spent 10 years building to build something new. And when you're talking the mindset of not believing in yourself to go out there and be creative with getting different money from different areas in a larger scale to make it work, it just kind of put a different mindset in me to like, stop trying to do it all on your own and let people help you to get where you need to go. So that's something that I've achieved just with what you've been listening to what you've been talking about so far. So
absolutely, man. And it's just like, it's like if you see, thanks a lot, Garrett, for sharing that story. If you see some people with that they like, for example, one of my friends, he's been single for like, I don't know, maybe 10 years or something. And it's because he got hurt many years ago in a relationship. So now he doesn't want to get involved in a relationship. Does that make sense? So it's like sometimes you have a business and you're so attached to that business and you're so close to it, but because you're so close to it, you can't see, what's that term? The forest from the trees. You can't see the zoomed out effect. Does that make sense? Maybe you've bought different programs before, like Garrett here, excuse me. He's bought programs. He said he's bought programs. The thing is, even if it didn't work, he's taking full responsibility and saying, hey, I didn't put in the time effort. Does that make sense? So what you have to do is when you're coming through programs, when you're trying to have a different understanding of, hey, I tried this. If you give up, then that's where you cut yourself off from the future possibilities. Does that make sense? Can you guys imagine this, yeah? Imagine, say, what was that, 24? So 7-8 years ago, when I paid this guy, Russell Brunson, $25,000, okay, now he's a friend and whatnot. But when I paid him, imagine I turned around and I said, Russell, I can't come to America and I just want you to give me back my money. Do you think I would have the same relationship that I have with him today? Yes or no? No, absolutely no. I wouldn't. Okay. But because I was able to have a relationship with him, because I kept that mentorship and that friendship going, what is it? 5, 6, 7 years later, was it last year or the year before? He now comes in, pays me $1.3 million. You see where I'm going with this? So as soon as you find something isn't working, what you have to do is you have to first tell yourself, hey, I take full responsibility. So that gives you the power that you can then take massive action. Okay. So what I'm going to share with you guys is the worksheet, and I want to share this with you guys right now. So if you click on the link, okay. Yep. Heather goes, rich people make and pay for relationships. Okay. So Ismail, if you can share the doc, please, the Google Doc with me. And then if you can also There you go. Glenda's already got it printed out. Okay, that's an action taker. So let's go. Ismail, if you can send me the slides as well. Okay, cool. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna do this. Okay, let's once I'm getting this out, I want someone else to share one of the big breakthroughs that they've had so far. Okay, who wants to go? Okay. David Taylor, fire away.
So I guess it's kind of a breakthrough. It's more of a reassurance than anything on investing money in your future. Like you said, $25,000 is a good investment. I actually just jumped into a week ago, and that's the most significant investment that I've made in my personal growth, and wasn't easy to get that, and is kind of a risk going out and doing that with a lot of the stuff that I'm responsible for. But I was placing a bet on myself, and I still kind of had that hesitation. I was like, did I do the right thing in spending this large sum of money in bettering myself and trying to chase my dreams and trying to build a better future for myself, my loved ones? And hearing some of your experiences in how you've invested that money has only emboldened me that, yes, that was the right decision. I'm headed on the right path to improving my life. So that was really important to hear you express how that's helped you, and shows me that I'm heading in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Let's give him a big round of applause. And let me tell you this, right? Yeah, good job, David. And let me share this with you, because as I'm sharing this with you guys, I just realized, even sometimes one mentor is not enough. Like if I look at this, I'm like, oh yeah, when I was paying Russell Brunson, I was also paying this guy. I was also learning from even Pagan, because different mentors bring different things to the table. Does that make sense? Okay, so I am all up for, hey, have mentors. If you can have 2, 3, I say 3 mentors at any given time, that's, from what I've seen, that's ideal. If you have way too many, they're scattered, then they give you 10 different directions. That's when you kind of go chase the shiny object syndrome. Okay, so, and again, I can go on and on about these lessons, and maybe over the next 5 days, I'll share a few more. But right now, I want you guys to all download the worksheet, because like I said, even 10% of what I invested, $75,000, to make back 7.5 million or 15 million or $30 million. Now, there's a guy called Dan Sullivan. I have his books, and he basically does these courses and stuff. And this is one of his books, Unique Ability. Well, actually, the concept is by Dan Sullivan, but another lady wrote the book. And this was a guy who he's probably now 76, 77 years old in, where is he? In Toronto. Okay. I remember I paid him $35,000. And the whole concept was, he basically teaches you how to think. Now, I come from a brown Asian family. If I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I found this white 75-year-old man in Toronto, Canada, and I paid him $35,000, and he's going to teach me how to think, my dad would probably give me a slap. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he's probably going to say, didn't I teach you how to think? Here's the thing. Even if my parents taught me how to think, society taught me how to think, whatever, my teachers in school and XYZ, this guy has been training entrepreneurs for 40 plus years. So people like Dean Graziosi go to him to get their mindset upgraded. Does that make sense? So for me, I'm like, spend $35,000. If I learn one concept and that concept makes me $35 million, what the heck does it matter? It doesn't matter, does it? If I said to you, if you spend $35,000 and you learn one thing from me, in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years, you're going to make, $3 million. Is that a good investment? The thing is, because I'm not saying you directly, but for most people, they don't come from that background. They don't come from that thinking. Everyone around me, when I speak to my friends, they'll pay 20 grand, 10 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand for any coaching program, any investment. Like if I find out tomorrow there's an event going on in Dubai and 5,000 people are showing up, or 50 people are showing up, or 5 people are showing up, and I can get a table at the sea and I can learn one new thing, I'm like, take my money. Here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. I want you guys to get this. I was doing this when I had no money. Do you guys get that? Because even then, I learned what I have to do is I have to become resourceful. Because the more that you can become resourceful, how many of you have heard of this thing from Tony Robbins? And he goes, it's not that you don't have resources, it's that you're not resourceful enough. Okay, that hit me like a ton of bricks. Because it's like, if I said to you, invest $25,000, you can make excuses or you can become resourceful. And I was just like, okay, I need to go and figure out how to be resourceful. So that's what helped me a lot. But think about it, 700, again, I was talking about Russell, and most of you will know him. Here I was speaking at his event. And when I was speaking at his event, I was talking about how I spent $50,000 on one funnel and it pulled in over $1 million. That's a 20x ROI, ROAS on one funnel. How many of you would spend 50 grand to make $1 million back by a show of hands? So I was on stage doing this presentation, okay? And I just got this crazy idea. I have to run it by my team. Ismail, what do you think we teach what I taught on stage? And by the way, this was like exclusive. It was like top ClickFunnels affiliates. What if I taught them the model? 50K into $1 million. How many of you would be interested in doing that? Anyone? Nah, they're not interested. We're going to cut it. How many of you guys would be interested in that? Just type in interesting. I'm interested. Sign me up. Type in sign me up if that's you. Ismail, if we get 100 comments, you're going to have to help me put the presentation together. All right, just count me. Just say sign me up right now. Okay. And over the next few days, I'm not sure exactly which day, but next few days, what I'll do is I'll pull out that presentation pretty much that I gave to his people, okay, where I basically broke down the anatomy and the intricacies of spending $50,000 and making over $1 million back, okay? And for you guys, I'll share the numbers, the campaigns, all of this. One thing you're going to see from me is I have a total abundance mindset, okay? One of the reasons why I have a total abundance mindset is, like I said from the beginning, and fully transparent, I said it to you in the first 5 minutes, I want to give you guys so much value. So a handful of people, they already know you want to work with me. So if you're here, maybe you're trying to funnel hack me or whatever, smart ass, okay. If you like what you see, I have 2 coaching programs, $60,000 and $120,000. Okay, come find me, speak to my team. They'll get you sorted. I'm looking for a handful of people at that stage. Is that fair with you guys? So I'm going to give you guys as much value as possible and make sure that you realize at the end of 5 days, dang, that was the most valuable 5 days I've spent in a long, long time or ever. Okay, so I was sharing with you guys, I paid him $25,000. And then because I had a relationship with him, he paid me $1.3 million. Okay, so there you go. And for some of you, okay, the deposit that he first paid was it was, I think, $120K or something. Okay, $120,000, and then yeah, it was for one offer. Okay, and obviously these awards, like I said with you, this came from selling courses, coaching programs, consulting offers, and now I've helped a ton of people, and you guys have seen the amount of people that I've helped. Here's what I have found to be so effective for me, okay? And this is something I learned from a guy called Brian Tracy. How many of you know Brian Tracy? Okay, some of you, okay. He's like 80 years old probably now. that is called WPO and BPO. Now, I will say this up front. Not everyone is, if you come from a cushy life, for example, like my wife, she grew up very different than me. So it doesn't always work for everyone, because I've seen it doesn't really work for her. It kind of backfires, but I'm going to just share this with you guys. Read it. So that is, WPO stands for worst possible outcome, and BPO stands for best possible outcome. So when you're doing anything, right, whether it's a challenge, you're about to invest in yourself, ask yourself, hey, what's the best possible outcome I can have? And what's the worst possible outcome? Some people, their mind goes like crazy. They're like, oh God, I'm going to be on the streets. Like, really, will you really be on the streets if this thing doesn't go right? I don't know. Like 99% of the time, you won't be, okay? So when you do this activity, what tends to happen is you realize from a logical perspective, okay, here's the best possible outcome. Here's the worst possible outcome. So for me, I'm always when I make a decision, I always think to myself this, hey, how can I come up and figure out what's the worst possible outcome, best possible outcome? And I list out 3 to 5 things. Does that make sense? Next time you want to make a decision, just try it. Next time someone says to you, hey, you want to come and spend $20,000 on a boot camp with me? Come and spend 2 days in a live event for 2 days. What's the worst possible outcome? You get a bunch of, you put it on your credit card. What's going to happen? It doesn't work? What do you mean it doesn't work? You mean you're not going to do the work? This is where, just like the other student was saying, David was sharing, take a bet on yourself. Does that make sense? Most people, because they've had a string of maybe sometimes losses or feedback, which they call failures, they don't bet on themselves anymore. Does that make sense? Okay. And so this is a crucial activity that has helped me a lot. Worst possible outcome, best possible outcome. What about the best possible outcome? What happens if your 25K becomes $1 million? Like my $50,000 became $1 million. Now I'm like, wow, this is the greatest campaign. I'm going to do this every single month. I'm going to automate it. I'm going to share with you guys the plan anyway over the next few days. You're going to like it, I'm pretty sure. So this is something that I like to keep in mind. How many of you, sometimes this is a little bit dark, but whatever it is, how many of you kind of are driven by negative news? Okay. Or like even uncertainties, like you see what's happening in the world with politics, with people becoming, I don't know, dogs and stuff, which is weird. I just saw this guy, he spent $15,000 on a dog costume so he can become a dog. I'm like, when I hear this kind of stuff, this is nonsense. Yes or no? This goes against God's creation. Okay. It is haram. Okay. So when I hear these things, I'm like, man, I just want to make sure that everyone around me is rich, so we don't have to play by all the craziness that happens in society. Does that make sense? So for me, this kind of stuff motivates me a lot. Anyone else like me? Anyone else like me? Yeah. When I see this kind of nonsense, I'm like, you can't control it, but what you can do is get rich so you don't care about it. Another one is, if you see old Uncle Warren, everyone's favorite investment guru, okay? What does he say? Prepare now, huge inflation is coming. Okay? Elon Musk just tweeted out saying the next interest hike rates are gonna basically get much worse. So usually rich people just buy more assets, but the poor middle class people, they are the ones that get affected. Does that make sense? Okay. The poor, remember this, I learned this when I was 21 years old. The poor and the middle class always get affected. Why?
Just reshare.
Okay, let me try that again. Can you guys see Warren Buffett on the screen? No?
Do full screen.
Is this better? Okay.
Can you go full screen?
How do I do full screen? Guys, I don't even know how to use PowerPoint slides, okay? So I'm just sharing with you. There you go. Okay, thanks. All right, I won't fiddle around with it. I'll just carry on, okay? So can you guys see this now? Yeah, so that's old Uncle Warren and his partner in crime. Charlie Munger predicts a horrible economic crisis where everything will collapse. And you see, here's what you have to be very concerned about. How many of you know news like this by a show of hands? Here's what I'm going to say to you, right? See, back in the day, maybe a handful of people, maybe a few thousand people can see it. But because it's on YouTube, now every Tom, Dick, and Harry, the 21-year-old who's saved up his money and the 60-year-old who's saved up her money, they all have access to this information. Just look at what people are searching for. Look at the video at the bottom. It's got 3.6 million views. That means one thing. People are being educated about this. Does that make sense? If people are getting educated about this, they're all thinking just like you. You know, my dad, when I first started making money, my dad would say to me, you know, this sort of money that you're making, $500,000 a month, $1 million a month, at a young age, it's not going to last forever. And I used to be like, Dad, what are you talking about? It's always going to be lasting forever. And he would tell me, he'd say, soon people in Africa, in India, Pakistan, they're going to have access to Wi-Fi. And they're going to work harder, smarter, longer than you. How many of you have experienced this to be true? Let me tell you this. I have this young Nigerian kid who, how much do we pay him? $2,000? 1,500 to $2,000 a month. And how many clients does he have? Like, basically, we worked out, okay, I was just doing some fun money math, right? I'm just like, he's a young Nigerian kid. Lives in Nigeria, by the way. Okay, WhatsApps me. It's free to WhatsApp. So he WhatsApps me. He speaks to my team. But he has around 6 or 7 clients. Okay. 7 clients at, say, $2,000 a month. What is that? It's $14,000 a month. $14,000 a month for a kid in Nigeria. By the way, he bills me in USD, 14,000 US dollars a month. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Okay. How many of you like kind of get shocked when you hear this? Kid is in Nigeria, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, what are you doing? All right. This is where you have to get your, shit together. Excuse my language. Okay. This is where you have to get your stuff together. How much longer are you going to wait? If you don't understand the correct mindset to have, the marketing, the funnels, the offers, all these things I'm going to discuss over the next 5 days. How much longer? Like, kid in Nigeria is making 14,000-ish. Let's say on the low end, 10,000 US dollars a month. I know doctors that don't even make $10,000 a month net. And this kid is doing it. So kudos to him. Anyway, I remember one of my Filipino assistants used to travel around the world with me. And one day I say to him, his name was Tristan. Tristan, if you're watching this, I still love you, even if you left me after many years. So Tristan used to be anyone remember Tristan? Maybe one or two of you. Okay, if you've been with me for a long time, then you'd know him. Tristan used to be the kid that would literally, very respectful, he would travel, was my assistant in all the Asian countries. Okay, so I would go from Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, and whatever, and I would do these events, right? And he would show up in the morning, iron my clothes, get me coffee. Like, he was just such a great assistant. One day I say to him, Tristan, you want to come to London? I'm doing an event. So he comes to London and we give him the job. Okay, by the way, if you're sitting down, stand up right now. I'm standing up, so I have a ton of energy, but stand up, everyone. Okay, just shake your legs out. Okay. And so Tristan comes along and he basically, how many of you guys have ever gone to an event and you've seen the guy run up and down and he's got a mic? That's what you call a mic runner. Does that make sense? So he comes to my event and he was basically the mic runner. Okay. So There's a video clip literally showing him running up and down the aisle with the microphone. So during that event, we start teaching people about e-commerce, because I'm always on the cutting edge of making money online, whether it's funnels, offers, AI, chat GPT, whatever. Okay. I'm like always, because I have a team and I'll send them out to research and all of this stuff. And I'm part of all the top masterminds in the world. So I get to see basically what are the smartest people in the world doing. And it doesn't make much, I don't have to be that smart. I just see what they're doing and I just copy it. Okay. Because they coach me on it. Tristan messages me probably about 12 months later. And he says to me, he would always be respectful. Filipino people, they tend to be very respectful. I think he's like, Sir Shaqir, I need to talk to you. And I said, Tristan, are you okay? What's going on? He goes, well, I came to your event like 12 months ago. I said, yeah. He goes, I learned about e-commerce from you at the event. Remember, I was teaching everyone e-commerce, right? Okay. How many of you learn about Shopify and drop shipping and all this stuff? Okay. You've heard of this stuff, right? So back then when he was new, I was teaching this stuff, because I'm moving with the times. Okay. So these days I'm teaching people about courses, digital programs, and funnels, because this is the next 1 to 3 years. This is where you're going to make the biggest money. Okay. So back then it was e-commerce and Shopify. And he says to me, I never forget this. He goes to me, well, I don't think you can afford me anymore. And I said, what? What are you talking about? Okay. Because I was paying you maybe $1,500, $2,000 a month, whatever, like full-time assistant, $1,500 a month USD. And he goes to me, I have to tell you, I have to come clean. He says, I made $250,000 and I don't think you can afford to pay me anymore. And I'm not kidding, guys. For like a minute, I was like so mad at him, because I was like, oh my gosh, because I was like, can you go train someone else? And I've seen how assistant, it just takes time. But I said to him, Tristan, you've been so wonderful, such an amazing assistant. You'll always have a job with me, not that he needs it. And just to see this kid from the Philippines start from scratch, work with me for years and years and years, and then go make 250 grand and then quit his job with me. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Is this stuff inspiring to you guys? Just let me know. If it's inspiring, let me know. Type into the chat box. I might even just WhatsApp him and bring him on here or something for you guys. So keep this in mind. Consequences are critical, okay? And you can just see the people, the average person is now having access to this. That means you have to always have an edge. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind. So I strongly believe funnels consulting is the world's highest paying job. Russell Brunson said this. And, one of the reasons why we created our certification program is to help people with funnels. So where you are now, where you want to get to, this is the key, the right funnels. And essentially, funnels is the process as to how people give you money. Can't make it any more simpler than that. Right now, how many of you would say you have a funnel process? Anyone? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, a handful of you, like probably less than 5%. If I said to you, are you happy with how much the funnel is making you every single month? How many of you would say you're so happy? 0. Okay, so keep this in mind. Here's where you're at. You want to get here. The missing link is the funnel. The funnel is the process as how people can come to you. So right now in my own business, we have 15. How many? 15 money-making proven funnels that's in our business right now. And we have funnels that will make maybe $500 a day. We have another funnel that's making maybe $5,000 a day. We can have funnels that will bring in $50,000 sales. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's essentially, I'll give you the closest thing to a funnel. By the way, are you guys getting value from this so far? Just if you are, just quickly type into the chat box funnels, and I'll zoom through the next few slides. Just go in. I just need to know, okay, funnels. If you're getting value from this, just say major value, major key to success. Okay, this is one of my favorite students. She now works with the Wealth Academy students. Arfa, she generated $62,000 in just a single month in the middle of the pandemic. Why? Because of her copywriting skills and because of her funnels. How many of you on YouTube watch a guy called Dr. Eric Berg? Anyone? Dr. Eric Berg? He's got like 10 million subscribers on YouTube. If I asked how many of you know who Mr. Beast is, everyone knows Mr. Beast? You guys, okay, Mr. Beast on YouTube. Okay, good. Don't waste your time watching him. But imagine Mr. Beast has 120 million subs or whatever. He just does entertainment nonsense, which is fine. I have a lot of love for his videos, but it's all nonsense. Okay, you don't need to waste your time watching those things. You need to spend your time educating yourself. You guys see what I'm getting? Think about it. I ask you guys, how many of you know Mr. Beast? Everyone's like, yeah. It's like, how many of you have Netflix? Yeah. Okay, how many of you are making millions? What the heck's going on? Okay, I don't think I watched a single movie until I probably had, I don't know, maybe made like $5 or $6 million. Because my mentors, they basically said simple things. Okay, rich people have big libraries, poor people have big TVs. Till that day, I've never bought, I don't think I've ever bought in the last 13 years a television. I don't own a TV. People come to my house and they're like, do you watch sports? I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't watch sports. I didn't even know who won the Football World Cup. I had to go and Google that stuff. Okay, that's my values. My values is, how do I go and make millions and become a billionaire before I turn 40, 42? Okay, now I'm 34. So I've got about 6, 7, 8 years. So that's my focus. Different people have different values. But for me, education over entertainment, right? Just think about it. How many of you watch this? Everyone puts their hand up. But then when it comes to someone like Dr. Eric Berg, who will help you with your health and help you overcome lots of health challenges, he's got 10 million subs, nowhere near what Mr. Beast has. But that should give you an indication, yes or no? Are you guys getting this? Right? Give me a thumbs up if you're getting this.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to ask yourself, man, how do I be in the top 1%? What can I do to position myself as in the top 1%? This is a kid that started off with me. This is one of his screenshots, 172,000 pounds. Ismail. Okay, he struggled with his marketing agency for 6 months, chasing shiny objects, implemented the right one agency authority funnel, and generated $50,000 in a single month. How many of you guys get inspired by that? You want to know something? Is it cool if I share? Is it cool if I share this with them, Ismail? Yeah. By the way, Ismail is here. Everyone type in hello, Ismail. Ismail is here in my penthouse right now. Okay. So Ismail used to go to a spiritual school. They call them madrasas with my youngest brother. Okay. So that's how I knew him. That's how I knew of his family. And when he was, how old were you when I met you? 19 years old. He was a 19-year-old punk kid. Okay, that's what I'll call him. He was a young punk kid, and he dropped out of school, and I was hosting an event. I was hosting a 2-day private mastermind in my penthouse here in London, and he comes to this event. Okay, everyone paid for the event. It was like maybe $5,000 or 15 grand per person, whatever it was. But he came in and he didn't pay anything because my youngest brother said, meet this kid, whatever. So I get to know him. He gets internship from me. I don't take on interns. Don't message me asking me for a free internship, please, or free mentorship. I don't do those things anymore. Okay. You have to pay your way in if you want access to me and my team. So anyway, I basically mentor him for 1 whole year. That year, he starts off completely scratch brand new. The next year he goes on and he makes over, how much do you make, Ismail? $1.2 million the next year. Yeah. 1.2 million. And how old are you? 21? Okay. Well, what happens when you're 21 years old and you make that sort of money? You go and blow it. So 1 year later, he goes and blows it. And then he comes back to me, asks me for a job. Okay. And at that time, he tried so many. He said to me, I said, how many businesses do you have? He goes, how many businesses did you have? He smiled. Guys, he had 14 different businesses. Okay, so after he loses his money, he goes and sets up 14 different businesses. How much do you think his businesses were making? Zero. Okay, so one day he's driving me somewhere far, and I have this chat with him, and I said to him, "What are you doing? You have 14 businesses." It's like the person that will come to me and say, "I want multiple streams of income." And I'm like, "Okay, do you even have one stream that's making you $50,000 a month?" "No, but I need multiple streams of income." I'm like, "Chill out, dude. Okay, chill out." So he took my advice. He got rid of his 14 or 13 businesses, stuck with one, and that ended up making him as much as $50,000 in a single month. Okay. Another guy, Jamal. Okay. The reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because once you understand where you are right now and what's missing in your business, in your life right now, is a funnel. But the way we teach funnels, it's a game changer. Okay. Ex-corporate, he loses his job due to the pandemic. Okay. He just texts me this on WhatsApp last month. Okay. He goes, "All praise to God. Just hit 100,000 pounds in 4 months for the first time ever." And I remember when this guy was trying to buy from me, he was trying to ask me for a discount. And I said, "Dude, doesn't matter if you're my brown brother, we don't do discounts. Be a professional and pay the full amount." And he was, "But come on, can you give me a discount?" "No." Buy. He buys, wires the money. Okay, he had talent. How many of you feel like you have talent and you need help putting it into a program? Yeah, Shana goes mates rates. No mates rates here. I don't have any friends. Actually, I have like 3-4 close friends, best friends, and that's it. I tend not to make new friends. Unless they become like a successful client, like Jamal, I consider him a friend. Okay, so he joins my VIP accelerator program, the VIP funnels accelerator, generates £300,000 in profits. He's been invited on TV, podcasts, and one day he calls me up recently. Okay, and this is where he goes. By the way, how many of you know Cambridge University? Cambridge University. So, like, in America, you'll have Harvard and whatever. In the UK, you have like Oxford and Cambridge, I guess. Okay. So he calls me up and he goes, "I've got a gift for you." And he goes, "It's a gift you can't even buy with money." I said, "Nah, I'm not interested. Not right now." He goes, "It's a gift that's going to make your dad really proud." I said, "Okay, what is it? Sign me up." He goes, "I've got an invitation to speak at Cambridge University and I can bring you along and you can do a keynote too." Is that cool, you guys? This guy, literally, listen to this. Oh, he says, someone said James Bond studied at Cambridge. Okay. Well, you know what's crazy? I don't even have a degree. I dropped out of university. But this guy has been following me on the internet for 10 plus years. Okay. And I've been following him for 10 plus years. He pulls the trigger. He invests in my program, pays in full, comes in and just literally just does whatever we tell him to do. And then he gave me one of the greatest gifts anyone could ever give me. Gave me the opportunity to speak at Cambridge University. Now watch this, guys. Okay, this is why I tell you, success stacks on other successes. I put this on, and all I do is I put a picture of me speaking at Cambridge University. Okay, this lady called Dr. Holly, she's from the USA. She watches, she's got a PhD, she's, I think, a professor in some college or university or whatever. Okay, so Dr. Holly looks at this and she's been looking for an internet marketing mentor. She sees that and then she's kind of skeptical. She sees the picture of me speaking at Cambridge University. Boom, she comes for my $50,000 program. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Guys, success builds on success. Okay. So if you ask yourself, where can I get the easiest wins? By the way, the next few days, we're going to show you how to get easy wins so that you can build on your success. Does that make sense? Let me just check on the time. So what's the time right now? Okay. Next 5 days, I shared with you. Ismail, can we give them the worksheets now?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, get the worksheets and we're going to go through the worksheets together. Okay, let's do this. And there's going to be some actionable things that you all need to be doing. So let's go through. Okay. Has everyone got their worksheets? Ismail, can you just drop it again? And can you post it in the Facebook group, please? Okay, guys, please go ahead. And you're gonna go through this, okay? So. Ismail, also I'm getting lots of messages because I just saw lots of people saying they're in the Zoom room. They go and invest. So maybe you can just send out one more text message, okay? All right, so we scroll down and I want you guys to do this with me, okay? So has everyone got a copy of the worksheet? Raise your hand if you have.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's do this. And the reason why we're going to do this, you guys, is because as you're learning, you don't want to just be consuming information. You want to be implementing. Write this down. Implementation equals income. Information, okay? Information alone doesn't make you money. It's implementation. Okay, I know plenty of people that have lots of education, but they're broke. Okay, I would recommend that you don't follow that path. The path you want to follow is the path of how do I implement as soon as I learn? So you learn something, boom, how do you go and implement? Okay, so I'm going to go through here. Set your goals very high and work like crazy. Do whatever it takes. Each day, I'm going to share a lesson with you that I learned from one of these mentors. Each day is going to be a different mentor. It might be Richard Branson, it might be Tony Robbins, whatever the case is. Each day is going to be a different person. So day one worksheet. Your best thinking has got you here. Okay? So if you're not happy with your life, your business, your income, your health, your marriage, your whatever, okay, your spirituality, just remember your best thinking has got you here. Does that make sense? Okay, now this is kind of deep because people are like, damn, did you just say like it's my fault? Yes. The good news is if you take charge and you say to yourself, yeah, it's my fault, then now it's your responsibility, then that means you have the power to change it. Yes or no? Okay. Like in our VIP Funds Accelerator programs, we literally take people that have never sold anything online and we tell them, if you have been in any industry for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, even longer, you have experience, expertise, mistakes that you've made in your life, you have what it takes to go and charge other people a premium amount to help them. Does that make sense? Okay. And it could be anything. Like literally, I know a guy who pays $2,000 a day for a stretching coach. I'm thinking to myself, dang, how hard is it to be stretching? Okay, but guess what? How many of you stretch here? Anyone stretches? No? Okay, well, only Glenda? Okay, like basically when I started working out, because I said to my trainer, I said, listen, workout is fine. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. What I'm trying to do is make sure I prevent myself from any injuries. You see the difference? Okay, because I heard from so many people that when you start doing weights and stuff, you can injure yourself. And so one day I discovered this drink called pre-workout. Anyone take pre-workouts? So that's my first day and I drink this thing called a pre-workout and I have all this crazy energy and my trainer wasn't there. So I started doing these deadlifts. Okay, now I obviously didn't do it properly because the next day my back got destroyed. I'm lucky it wasn't that serious, but for about 3 weeks, I struggled to pray, use the bathroom, lie in bed, wake up. It was just horrible. And I said to myself after that, hey, for me, I'd rather prevent myself. So some of you, what's happening now is you've bought different programs, you're in different coaching groups, Facebook groups, whatever, but you're not really understanding that if you go through a path that's not aligned to you, then you're going to end up wasting more time. Whether it's 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, that you're never ever going to get back ever again. You guys get that? So sometimes preventing yourself from making the wrong decision. If you get the chance to invest and buy into a program, whether it's our program or anyone's program, doesn't matter. But obviously, it has to be the right program. But you can prevent yourself from the wrong mistake. Then that automatically means that you can fast track your success. Does that make sense? I have a rule when I'm working out, because I started working out the last 6 months, almost every single day now. And I have a boxing trainer and whatever, which is as soon as I feel any sort of unnecessary pain or unnecessary, this doesn't feel right, I'm like, stop, I'm out. I'm done for the day. I couldn't care less. My business and my life and my stuff is more important than me trying to go to the gym and build a six-pack. I'm like, I'll get that. If I don't get it, it's fine. I just want to be slim and healthy. Do you see where I'm going with this? There's a guy next to me, and it's funny because he'll box with me, and every time I see him, almost every single time he'll complain that his shoulders are out, that he needs surgery. And the other day we were running on the treadmill together, and he goes to me that his knee has been destroyed. And I said, why? And he goes, oh, I'm very competitive and I wanted to do 5 kilometers, 5 km in under 20 minutes. And I just got so obsessed with this one goal. And so, yeah, my knees are out. And I just thought to myself, you just complained to me that your shoulder's out, your knees are out. Like, what are you doing? So for me, prevention is key. And is this making sense to everyone? Right? It's like the person that would go to the doctors after they realize they're so unhealthy and they can't move and breathe properly. Well, what if you just prevented yourself from going to the doctors in the first place? Okay? And so bringing it back to business, a guy comes along to us. This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I never forget this. He had made money in trading and in real estate, in property. Okay, I don't think he was Canadian. No, he was American. Okay, and this guy comes along and he says basically he's bought every single guru's program, and he says to me he spent $400,000, and he just starts tearing up. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, we just got on a phone call. Why are you starting to cry and stuff? And he goes, how he's bought all these programs. He lost his first marriage, and basically his second wife, or his second marriage wife, doesn't know that he spent $400,000. And I said, what did you do for 4 years spending 400 grand? He goes, well, I built out this whole range of MLM programs. And I said, okay, did you do any market research? And he goes, no. I said, so why did you build it? He goes, because I thought it was a good idea. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now that gentleman was in his 50s. He doesn't have another 5 or 10 years to mess around. I don't know, maybe you're in your 20s. You don't have time to mess around. So the earlier that you can understand this, it just makes a lot of sense, okay? So your best thinking creates your best results right now. In order for you to charge premium, you have to become premium. And what does that mean? Let the rest of the world, let the rest of the marketplace charge $50, $100, $200. Come in, and again, I'll show you over the next 5 days. Focus on charging the higher prices, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 for products and services. How many of you have got experience for 5, 10, 20 years in any industry, by a show of hands? Okay, I'm going to just pick on someone. Landon, Abid Khan, unmute yourself. Let's see if they can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that
10 years of teaching experience in the snowboard and skiing industry.
okay? Do you have a product and service right now?
Yeah, I actually do have a snowboard that I design and manufacture myself.
Okay, nice. And how's that selling? Well,
We're pretty just getting started here, so I'm not going to boast any big numbers. We're kind of just got our proof of concept finished, and our testing feedback is really good, and the people who have bought and ridden it are very happy with the product, and so that's
Nice.
a plus.
That's great, man. That's great. And what sort of pricing are you going for?
Yeah, this is actually something I kind of battle with, because you and a lot of the other people on your list of inner circle like to say stuff somewhat close to this, where price yourself above the competition because it shows high value to the customer. But at the same time, for me, again, speaking about just this is my product of a snowboard, I want to make that more accessible for more people. So that it's slightly contradicting to that point, but I see both sides of the argument.
Yeah, well, no, 100%. Listen, if you have the right clientele and you can deliver a great service at that, go at it, man. Go at it. Like, just because we say charge premium, one of the reasons why we say charge premium is we focus on selling courses, coaching, consulting, digital programs that have high net profit, 95. Like you probably won't have 95% profit margins. Does that make sense? Heck no.
Correct.
You're probably going to start off 20, 30%. If that at mass capacity, you're going to be operating at 10 to 20%. 15% is good for, most physical product brands, right? So the stuff that we teach, when we specialize in, is mainly digital information. So he has a 95% profit margin. Secondly, the scalability is so much easier when it comes to digital courses than physical products. So, for example, how long did it take for you to create your product and service?
Well, from design to a product in hand, that was something about like 4 months.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, like I said, I have a decade of experience in that industry, and have quite a vast knowledge in the whole process of what makes the product good, and what it should deliver.
Yeah. So I guarantee that I can take anyone from this room here, over 100 people, sit them down for 3 hours to 3 days, and I can get them an entire product, business, offer, funnel, upsell, downsell, cross sell, everything that they need to make anywhere from 250K to $1 million in under 12 months. I just need 3 hours. Pick anyone here. Give me 3 hours of your time, or I give you 3 hours of my time. I can get your entire whatever is in your head, turn it into a high price digital course program. So that's the model that we specialize in. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay. Why? Because I've launched like 50 plus digital courses and products and services. My student, this is what we do with our students. Sit down in one sitting, come up with a digital course, product, upsell, downsell, value ladder, and then go to market. And heck, if no one buys, you're not creating anything. Okay. All of the programs, like my inner circle program, right? Landon, I'll give you an example. I accidentally created it because I was doing an event and I spent like 80 grand at the event. And one of the guys comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, are you selling something at the event?" I said, "No, I don't know what to sell. I don't have anything." He goes, No, the purpose of doing an event is to deliver value and then sell something. I was like, okay. And he was my copywriter. So I said to him, okay, you have 1 hour. You need to come up with something for me to sell. And guess what he did? He had that 1 hour to sell something. So he comes up with a presentation and he calls it Shaqir Hussein's Inner Circle Mastermind. How original. Chic mastermind. And he goes, "You're going to charge $20,000. And this is like nearly 10 years ago. Okay. So I get on stage, I present this offer, and I think 12 or 15 people go and buy. And I'm like, this is crazy. This was offline, right? In London. I get online, I hire a mentor. He goes to me, "You need to double your prices because what you're offering is very high value, blah, blah, blah." I instantly increased the price to $40,000. We sell like 180 units. Okay, just under 200 units. It pulled in $8 million cash. And then someone said to me, a guy called Perry Marshall, how many of you know Perry Marshall? Okay, so Perry Marshall says you have to have the espresso offer. What that means is, doesn't matter what you sell, Landon. It's great. You have this product, but let me give you an example. There's always a group of people that when it comes to the traffic, conversions, economics, there's something he calls the espresso machine. Okay. So there's essentially the espresso machine concept is when people go to Starbucks, a group of people will go and buy coffee, which is most people, right? But there's going to be a group of people that will buy a $2,700 espresso machine. Now, you might not buy that, Landon, and that's fine. But there are some people, they will want a $2,700 coffee machine. Does that make sense? Some people, I've got some examples. Some people will, how many people here actually, Mikey, where's the other Mont Blanc pens here? How many people here shave? Any men that shave their face? Okay. You can buy one of these blades. I think this brand is called Manscaped. This is maybe 20 pounds, $20. Okay. How many of you know Manscaped? It's big in the UK. All right. I don't know how much these cost, right? No, the other ones should be around here. Okay. These cost about 20 bucks. This is called One Blade. Okay. This is the world's most expensive razor. I don't even shave, by the way. Okay. I don't shave. I mean, I just trim, but I don't shave my face or anything. I can't even remember the last time I shaved my face, but whatever. This is called One Blade. The guy that created this, his name is Porter Stansbury. He went to Italy and he realized how amazing the shave was. So he went around the world and he spent $1 million building the perfect base, building the perfect handle, building the perfect, see this hinge, okay? He spent $1 million on this. When I found out this was the most expensive blade in the world, guess what I did? I bought a handful. I bought one for myself, and then I bought one, another one, another one, another one, and I was like, okay, all of my friends, all of my mentors, when I see them, I'm going to give them this. You know why? Because it carries a great story. It goes way beyond just a product. Does that make sense? So Landon, you can have a snowboard, but you can also have a snowboard with a signature of XYZ athlete. Yes or no?
Definitely correct.
Now, would someone pay, you can buy boxing gloves for, how much are my boxing gloves? Like $200 or whatever, okay? You can also buy $20,000 Louis Vuitton Karl Lagerfeld boxing gloves on eBay. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a market for it. That's why people sell it. Yes or no, guys? Okay. How many of you know this brand called Mont Blanc? How many of you have heard of Mont Blanc? Okay. So you could buy cufflinks for $10 or $20. Or you could spend maybe 200 pounds, $300 on a pair of cufflinks by Mont Blanc. They have this tiny little emblem. It's basically a mountain. I was in Switzerland recently and I saw, we went past the Mont Blanc, the mountains or whatever. Okay. This is a pen. For most people, this is a pen. This is a pen that would cost you $500-ish to buy. What's the difference between this and normal pens? One, it has a Mont Blanc logo. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like much, okay? But the people that buy Mont Blanc, they like to buy lots of these Mont Blanc pens. What business do you want to be in? Selling $1 pens or $500 pens? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Which one do you want to be in? You want to sell $1, £1 big pens, or you want to sell $500 Mont Blanc pens? A or B, guys? High ticket sales. Now, as long as you have a product and you obviously position it, package it, promote it in the right manner, then you can happily charge. They don't even call this a pen. You know what they call it? A writing instrument. And they have a story behind it. And if you go to their website, they have I went to the website the other day, I was going to buy this pen, and it was basically the Mont Blanc Ferrari edition. And I was like, yes, they have a Ferrari collab, whatever. Okay. And I don't care if you judge me or whatever. I think it was like $500 or $1,500 for this pen. And I went to the site and it said sold out. And I was just so mad. I was like, damn it. They don't even want to take my money. Does that make sense? Now, the person that buys a Mont Blanc pen will also probably spend maybe $150, $200 on a Mont Blanc pen case, which is absolutely sometimes irrelevant and something that I never ever use. But you also can get the Mont Blanc wallet. And then once you get the Mont Blanc wallet, you can also get one of these Mont Blanc passport holders that literally look like it's a $10 thing that you can buy off Amazon. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a market for it. You may have your own opinions, which is fine. But I know the guy that's going to sell a $10,000 snowboard. And you can say, but I don't care. I want to help. That's fine. That's good for you. I want to make lots of money. Does that make sense? I want to make lots of money with a caveat by helping people get a 10x, 20x, 100x on whatever they pay me. That's why I have the confidence and conviction that whoever spends $30,000 on a funnel with me, heck, of course I'll help you get to a $300,000 business. I've just showed you endless case studies. Does that make sense? So it's not necessarily about what you want. Remember this. Your best thinking has got your best results. If you want to be the premium, and there is, listen to this, there is no advantage in being the cheapest, the most economical, because guess what? Go and create a product like this and sell it on Amazon and sell 50,000 units. You've probably never sold 50,000 units of a product. Guess what happens after you sell $50,000 and Jeff Bezos gets his greedy little hands on your product? He now calls it Amazon Basics. What do you think Amazon Basics is? It's literally a clone of good, hardworking people like you that say, oh yeah, I've got the greatest idea. I'm going to come up with, and I'm going to create this microphone. Okay. And your microphone sells out so much. And now you have competition. And someone like Jeff Bezos just creates Amazon Basics. Where's your business? Your business is gone. Does that make sense? Now, listen, Landon, great job. You're doing it. Spend 4 months. I'm sure you're getting the right help, or hopefully you get the right help. But I'm in the business of selling information products. How many of you find this sort of information valuable by a show of hands? If I can show one person, if I can show Rob Johnson, Abid, if I can show Paul, one idea that can help them create a digital course, which costs nothing, sell it for $10,000, and they just make one measly sale a month, that's 120 grand a year. For most people, that's life-changing income. Yes or no? And you make 120 grand, like I did. My first year online marketing, I made $15,000. Write that down. That was like half a year, so I don't really count it. My first full year online marketing, I made 120K. I made 120K, and I thought to myself, I'm making more than a doctor, and I'm living with my parents. The next year, I made $275,000. At this point, I didn't even want to tell my dad because no one around me was very supportive. The following year, I was renting the house opposite my parents' house. I was paying £50 a month rent, $80 a month. My hair just stood up. Subhanallah. Okay, my hair just stood up when I said that, okay? I was paying £50 a month rent. My third year, I made $1.2 million. Show me another business model that you could do that. I was like 23 years old. I remember I called up my dad. What do you think I would do? I said, Dad, I made it. I made $1 million. I made £1 million. It was like $1.2 million, like around £1 million. And I was so excited. And all my dad said was, okay, son, don't tell nobody. I said, all right. And then he goes, son, I think you got lucky. I don't think you're ever going to do it ever again. And I was like, huh? Because I've learned from like these guys called Tony Robbins and stuff, right? They said, if you have a blueprint, you just rinse and repeat that. Does that make sense? Well, the reason why you're not making $1 million a year is because no one's giving you the blueprint and the support to get there. And I remember going from $1.2 million to the next year, I made $2.4 million. And it was really just to prove to my dad that I know how to do it. So let's unmute Abid. Are you there? One more person. Hey, Abid, what industry are you in?
Yeah, hi. I'm in the IT industry. So I've been working corporate almost all my life, 20 years experience in corporate. So what you are saying about the digital products, yeah, that makes sense to me. It's easy to do, very easy to implement. There are very little upfront cost to making one, putting together a training course, let's say, or something, and publishing it through the internet. So as compared to building a physical product, like you showed the razor blade, etc., so much investment is required to design the product, put a prototype together, etc., before and then doing the marketing for it. So compared to that, a digital product, yes, of course, it makes total sense to me.
Absolutely. So how many of you guys are getting this? Okay. And listen, like great job for Lannon. I would love to get into one of those businesses when I've probably got maybe 20 million. I don't have this yet, but let's just say I had 20 million, $50 million liquid cash, because those things suck cash. Yes or no, Landon?
Correct. Yes, they do. And, that's hopefully maybe something I could do where, make some money to better fund the product business as well.
I feel you, bro. I feel the pain in your tonality. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, it's a process of the more that you put into it, it kind of takes more until I'm hoping it eventually overflows, but we're just not quite there yet.
Yeah. So I'm very strict on hope marketing, hope and pray marketing. Praying is good, but you don't want to hope. You want to have a scientific formula that you can rinse and repeat over and over again. Does that make sense? Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see, there's awards on my wall. They show like $1 million, right? So I'll give you an example. If someone said to you that they've made $10 million, Abid can say, Abid, where are you from? Okay, Abid can say,
I'm in Canada.
Okay,
Toronto.
Canada. Where in Canada?
Toronto.
Okay, nice. I used to be in Toronto all the time. I used to do live events. That's where I met Glenda. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver. So if I said to you, hey, I made $10 million, you could have all sorts of judgment. He got lucky, timing was right, whatever, okay? He got a product and it hit. If I said to you, hey, I done it 2 times, you're like, okay, now he's got lucky 2 times. There must be something special. If I said to you, it's done 3 times, you can't say anything but that guy knows something and I need to learn. Yes or no?
Pretty much, yeah.
And like I said, I opened up and I said, hey, I can't teach you about anything. Don't ask me about relationships. Don't ask me about health. Just ask me about business and funnels and how to get rich on the internet. Okay. It's just what I'm very good at doing. Okay. Very humbly trying to say that. So when I say, hey, if you want to have these results or any results, you have to find someone that's done it and you have to take what they say into consideration, because not just take it what they say into consideration, but see how their funnels and their stuff works so that you can apply. And the reason why I'm sharing this is I remember I used to be in the physical product space where, when I was really young, selling stuff on eBay, and I would see the amount of hassle it takes. And then my friends got into e-commerce and I got into e-commerce. I made a bunch of money. I sold courses on it. So here's the thing, Abid's there. I learned the skill of e-commerce Then I rode that wave on selling how to do e-commerce. Then when YouTubers started just giving away all the information for free, competition got hard, I come out. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? So write this down. And this is going to be hard for some of you guys to understand. Go where the money is easy. Life is hard already, bro. Ladies and gentlemen. I know I say bro, okay? Because I see lots of bros here, okay? Life is hard as it is. Some of you have family.
I'm here.
Okay, thanks, dear. Thanks, darling, for showing up. Okay, so the reason why I say this is if life is hard, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to make it harder. What you need to do is you need to find a business model that you can have an unfair advantage of. The reason why, okay, I first always say all praise to God. Secondly, the reason why I have had a huge success, 11 different 7-figure brands and businesses. So I've done $1 million-ish plus 11 times, and 3 of them shot up to over 10 million each. Okay, the reason why is because I go where the money is easy. You understand what I'm saying, Garrett? I don't like to do things where I'm fighting up the hill, okay? I already have a busy life. I got to go where the money flow is easy. So I'll give you an example. In my 20s, I built this company called Wealth Academy, okay? Where I would do live events and seminars and teaching people how to do blah, 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 9 to 5, get rid of your 9 to 5, side job. And we've impacted, 25,000 people all over the world. Toronto, Canada, Montreal, Vancouver. I used to do something called a seminar tour. So my team would go out. I had built a team of 50 plus people. I was 28 years old, making $1 million a month, okay? Then I saw the market shifting. I saw funnels come in. And I bought, when I was in Toronto, actually, Abid, I got the idea to buy funnels.com. I bought the domain for about 50 grand. Today, I wouldn't even sell the domain for $6 million, like nowhere near, okay? So I remember buying this and thinking to myself, one day funnels is going to launch. And obviously my friend, Russ Munson, he launched ClickFunnels and it shot up. What do you think I did? I transitioned my entire brand from Wealth Academy and being the backpack millionaire to going for funnels. Does that make sense, everyone? And then what I did was I realized, hey, how many people, let me ask you this. How many of you see yourself as a coach, consultant, course creator, service provider, or some sort of expert? What are these 5 categories? Raise your hand nice and high. Raise your hand nice and high. Look around. Look around. Are you guys all in my target market? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah.
Yep.
It's really that simple. So I created, and you can see from the 100 people here, most of you will fall into that category. Very few people, like, for example, Landon, will say, hey, I'm in a physical product business, I'll come in. But really, Landon wants to create side extra income to fund his physical business. Yes or no, Landon? Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah. So if you see, you still fall into that category. Why do I know this? Because from the research that I've seen, it's easy for me to help this sort of person build a 10K, 30K, 50K a month business than it is for me to come and say, hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to lose weight. Hey guys, I've been boxing for the last 2 years. I'm going to teach you how to box. I couldn't care less. Does that make sense? Okay. Or because I want to focus on that small target market. Now, here's another thing. I'll give you an example. In the next 12 months to 18 months, I'd say by the end of this year to next year, so let's just say 12 to 18 months, okay? And I spent tons of money with people like Tony Robbins and whatever, very, very wealthy people, many billionaires as well, okay? So some of the stuff I'm sharing with you is not just me telling you, I'm really sharing with you the insights. There's a new recession that's going to come in. Before the recession, you want to stash as much cash as possible. Are you guys with me? If I said to you, Abid, you want to sell £100 products, $100 products, or you want to sell $10,000 courses? Yeah.
10,000, of course.
Yeah. And let me tell you this, Abid, because I can do this in 30 minutes guaranteed. I can show you how to go and get 100 customers that pay you happily $10,000, $30,000 each. One, because I've done it many times. Two, because if you tell me you have more than 5 years of experience or expertise in any industry, then I can show you how to build a funnel, which my team will build for you, and how to attract the right ideal clients so that you can capitalize on your experience, expertise. You can tell me, would that be valuable? Yes or no? Right? You can tell me that you have spent 10 years of your life doing anything. And if it makes sense, this is why we always say you have to book a phone call if you want to work with us. I can show you how to turn that into a high price digital course or coaching program. And I've done this in endless industries. And I've done this over and over again. This is why I have so much confidence in what I'm sharing. Does that make sense, Abid? Because we wouldn't offer our programs. If I charge someone $50,000, and if I'm not 100% confident, you can go out and crush it, then I wouldn't offer it to you. Okay. So God bless you all. Here's number one. You have to figure out what is your pricing points. Okay. We're going to go through and do a couple of these exercises over the next few days, but let's finish on this. Okay. Number one, what could you offer? So write this down. What could you offer? And then who would you offer it to? So let's just give you, let me give you an example. So my inner circle program says $60,000. And what is it? It's a 12-month millionaire mentorship accelerator program with me and my team. What do you get? We help you create your own digital course. We help you create multiple programs. We help you with done-for-you funnels. So I told you I have 15 proven money-making done-for-you funnels. We plug in 3 to 5 funnels, and we coach you and support you 5 times a week, live coaching for 12 months. Now, let me ask you this. If I charge you $60,000, which works out to be only $5,000 a month, and your product was $10,000, do you believe that you can make 2 measly sales a month? Yes or no? If me and my team, remember this, if you don't believe it in yourself right now, then you can't go and achieve it. Does that make sense? I just told you, my best friend is a Pakistani dude from Vancouver, Canada. Okay. I speak to him almost every single day. His business is doing $4 to $5 million a month. He's the same age as me, by the way, 34 years old, young guy. Got a couple of kids, and he travels around the world. He'll just tell me, come to Dubai. I'll say, okay, cool. I'll come meet. I just spent 2 weeks with him in Dubai. Okay, I went to see him for like a weekend, ended up spending 2 or 3 weeks with him. So when I'm sharing this with you, is because I know exactly what it takes. And one of them is you have to get clarity on your offer. So that's number one. Number two is, who do you want to sell to? Let me ask you this question. Watch this. You ready, guys? By the way, is this valuable so far? Give me a high five if it's valuable. How many of you here are the age of 35 and over? Raise your hand. Look around. 95% of everyone here is what? 35 and over. Because I'm not looking for 20-year-old kids that think $20,000 is too much money to invest in a business. You guys get that? Now, sure, a couple of you who are probably under 25, you kind of snuck in. But from our Facebook targeting, from our email ads, we're not interested in people that are 30 and under. Why? Because usually they haven't matured. Does that make sense? So no offense if you're, I mean, we've had a few of those clients, but most of my clients, like 95% of my clients, they're in their 40s and 50s. They're in the late 30s. They've gone through 10, 20 years of hard graft. They already know they've got some savings. They've got some assets. Now they're looking to have a golden nest egg for their retirement. Now they realize, yo, I need to find a faster solution than what I'm currently doing. How many of you agree with that by a show of hands? Raise your hand and look around. Now, do you believe I can show you how to get traffic? Yes or no? Because like I said, guys, there's only three. Look at this. It's laminated. This is in my face every day. Only three things to make big money on the internet. Master tactical triangle. Conversions, traffic, and economics. TCE. Write that down. TCE, traffic, conversions, and economics. Okay? So why do I teach premium programs, premium marketing? I used to do low ticket nonsense. The first ever program that I sold online was a cake decor. It was called cakedecorationhelp.com. That was my first ever website. You know why? Because one day my genius brain, it wasn't genius at the time, it still isn't. But anyway, I thought I was so smart. I thought there must be a lot of ladies in the world that want to learn how to decorate cakes. So I spent maybe 6 months of my life that I'm never going to get back. And I learned WordPress and programming and all sorts of nonsense. And I built this website called cakedecorationhelp.com. And in it, I was selling a $15 ebook. Okay, I was selling a $15 ebook. And I remember working so hard to make one sale of $15. And then I got introduced to what I'm sharing with you. TCE, traffic, conversions, economics. And I learned one simple formula and I've stuck with it for the rest of my life, for the last 13 years. You guys know? You guys see where I'm going with this? And it was very simple. It takes the same effort to sell a $10,000 program than it takes the same effort to sell a $100 or $1,000 product. Don't get it twisted. You just don't know. Next time, walk around and see the Mont Blanc shop. You're going to see people, it's usually guys, they're spending $500, $1,000, $2,000 on these pens. Just because you don't do it doesn't mean the market doesn't do it. Does that make sense? My dad would look at this and be like, what the hell are you doing? But he comes from a different generation. When I was younger and I would see successful people, for me, whatever the reason was, I associated, wow, like people that I meet that are rich, they always have Mont Blanc pens. So guess what I started doing when I started making money? I started buying Mont Blanc pens. And then I started buying it for my friends and my clients and my mentors and people that I would meet. You guys see where I'm going with this? Okay, and I don't even know how many of these. So I don't even know how many of these I've given away as gifts. But all I'm sharing with you is you got to know what you want to offer, who you can offer it to. So let's just go through this real quick. So for example, mine is a 12 months millionaire accelerator program. Okay, who is my ideal client? Let's just say ideal client is someone who is 42 years young ex-corporate or overworked business owner that is stuck, lack of leads. Okay, if I showed you how to get so many leads that you can't even handle, would you have confidence in your business that you can sell more stuff? Yes or no? Right? If you have endless customers, so for example, in our business where you'll see we generate subscribers. Okay, these are people that give you the email address. How many of you guys have given me your email address, ladies and gentlemen? All of you. Okay, I will email you a lot. Okay, you feel free to unsubscribe. But I have had people that have been reading and getting my emails for 10, 12, 13 years. Right? The relationship gets built. when I first started and I would send out emails, people would make fun of my name, Shaqir Hussyin. You know, at the time, let's just say the world didn't really like Muslim names and Muslim people, right? So I went through my own learning curves. Okay. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. Sometimes people would refer to me as if I'm related to Saddam Hussein. God bless them all. Okay. So if I quit like most people quit anything in life, then I wouldn't get to where I am today. Except that email list, I went on to generate my first 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and then 1.5 million email subscribers. Does that make sense? So imagine I just quit after the first few blockages. So what we want to do is we want to get very clear. Well, what can we offer? Who can we offer to? And where are these people hanging out? So mine is on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and email lists of other people. Let me ask you this. How many of you found me on Facebook? Raise your hand. How many of you found me through someone recommending me on an email? How many of you found me on Instagram? Oh, sorry, YouTube. Anyone on YouTube? Okay, 1 or 2. Okay, so once you get clear on this, you want to identify the 5 fears that you currently have that's preventing you from achieving your dreams. Okay, so what are they? What are the 5 fears? And again, these could be, oh, I don't know where I'm going to get the money from. I don't know if I can get on camera. Like, look at the people here turning the camera on. Good job, guys. And the people that have decided not to turn the camera on, because obviously the camera doesn't work today, right, guys? Yes. Okay. So, all right. Now people are going to turn the camera on. Turn your camera on. It's a safe space. No one's going to make fun of your messy background. Okay. Chill out. Right. So write down 5 fears. Maybe people won't take you seriously. Maybe Landon was a classic example. Maybe one of his fears is people won't pay a premium amount for a snowboard, or he doesn't know how to sell a premium snowboard. You see the difference? Because if I told you, Landon, there are people that will pay $25,000 for a premium snowboard, and they want 12 months of mentorship from an expert like you, and they want to come to you and learn from you in person. Landon, would you consider taking on 10 people and charging them 25K?
Yes, sir.
There you go. You see how his energy just changed? Yes, sir. Where's the money? Where are those customers? I need those customers. You see where I'm going with this, guys? You can sell a snowboard. See, like, for example, Landon, know my friend I'm talking about, the guy that makes $4 or $5 million a month? He always invites me, hey, when we go in France, Switzerland, or whatever, to go skiing, okay? Because guess what? He's a snowboard guy. I'm not. My wife snowboards, and my best friends do, okay? I don't. But if someone like Landon came up to me, or he had marketing and said, hey, do you feel like you're getting left behind when all of your friends go out to play with their snowboards? Imagine if you had an experienced professional like me that has spent 10 years snowboarding, that knows every single move, that will impress your friend and leave your friends with their jaws wide open. I can coach you for the next 12 months. Join my mastermind for $25,000. You could probably sign me up as a client right now. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Yes or no? Once you know how to market, okay, and you have the right funnels, the game changes. So keep that in mind. Okay, so write down 5 fears that's preventing you from achieving your dreams. And then ask yourself, what are the character traits? Maybe you, but they have access to the worksheet, right? So guys, basically, then go through the next worksheet. Okay, so there's a couple of pages. And here as well, come up with the framework, okay? So what are the frameworks of the people that you can help? So I help XYZ person. And then write down 5 specific affirmations Okay, so right now, all of you should have the worksheet in front of you. And in the worksheet, it literally says, write down 5 specific affirmations, okay? And the reason why we're going to do this, okay, because we want to ensure that you have once you do this, it will lead you to the unique advantage audit, okay? And in the unique advantage audit page, okay, what's going to happen is you're going to figure out and you're going to see, hey, what is my true strengths and weaknesses? Where am I strong at? Where am I weak at? Does that make sense? And then you can ask yourself, hey, let me look at where I'm at right now. Do you have an offer? Yes or no? Do you have a presentation that gets customers for you every day? Yes or no? Maybe no, maybe yes. How's your social media following like? Because this is what we're going to build on over the next 5 days. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, Ismail, anything else you want to add in here? Okay, I am going to, are we doing the audit today? The funnel audits? Okay, can you send me a link? Okay, so what will also happen is this, okay, as you go through, okay, and actually tomorrow we'll cover the other part of this because we've gone on for like over 3 hours. It's supposed to be 90 minutes. But thank you guys for being here. And by the way, was this valuable for you guys? Yeah. Okay. How many of you like seeing this? You're like, yo, I want to figure out a way to work with Shaqir and his team. How many of you are kind of feeling that way? By a show of hands. I just want to see who's there. Okay. What I'll do is, because tomorrow we're going to have a lot more people on, maybe Ismail, you can do a handful of the calls. I'll have maybe Marilyn and Reynold do a few more, Cyan as well. If you want to see how you can work with us, okay, then I would recommend that you guys book in a funnels audit call. Someone says absolutely every minute over 90. Thanks for your kind words. Okay, so how many of you here would love to see how we can explore working together? Just by a show of hands. Okay, let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, Ismail, there's like maybe 15 people. We can offer them a funnels audit, a free discovery session and see. Okay, so guys, what I'll do is I'll have Ismail, did you drop a link? Maybe drop it to your direct calendar link. So I'm just going to stop the recording here. By the way, if you're watching this was day 1. Complete the worksheet. The worksheet is going to be underneath the video. You need to go in and post in the Facebook group. We did have some technical issues in the beginning because of Zoom, because of too many people joining, all of that good stuff. But if you're watching this, take advantage of this and book your call down below. I'll see you for day 2 tomorrow. So guys, everyone else, because you guys are here, Mikey, you can
Quick question before you go. This unique